There we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. After we had a week off last week.
We did.
I'm not sure why we had a week off. Why did we have a week off?
Accidental week off. It was a booking situation.
Situation, yeah.
We'll go with that. Back on the ball. It's not as easy as you'd think getting people to commit.
I know. Absolutely not. So good evening. Dave's already on the old YouTube saying hello. Good evening, Dave Fackerson. Welcome along. Welcome everyone to another Blether. Willis on Facebook. Good evening to you. Hope you're all well. So we have some great guests lined up for you tonight. We're going to find out all about one of our favorite indie bottlers and going to have some great chat. But first of all, we want to know what's in your glass. Guys, let us know what we're drinking tonight. James is saying the girls are shopping and he sneaked away to join in. Thank you, James. Not that you need an excuse to join in, that the girls going away. But good evening, Ed. Good evening, Jeremy. Thank you all very much for joining us. So, Kat, what are you drinking? I seen a mug of tea there. Is there any whiskey involved tonight? Or?
Well, I left a subtle clue on my social media about what I was drinking tonight.
Of course you did. Yeah.
I've got the Williamson from Woodrow's. So that is what I am going to have in my glass tonight.
Well, I am also going to be on brand tonight with the Mortlach 12, which is quite possible. I think it was my favourite whiskey of last year, certainly in the sherry cask department. So we'll be talking about that later on. Woody, good evening. You just joined us to listen to us talk about. We've already talked before we came on live, Woody. We're not going to bring you up at all tonight.
Yeah, sorry, you had your mention.
It's all about the girls tonight, I'm afraid. Dave has got the Woodrow's 15-year-old Old Pulteney. I think I've got did I pick up a sample? I didn't pick up the sample of that. I've got a couple of samples here as well, but not that one. So let us know what it's like, Dave, what you've got there. Well, let's bring on our guests. Let's see if we can add them to stage. We've got Megan and Alex. Good evening.
Hi everyone. Bonjour.
You well?
Good, yeah. How are you?
We're good. We're excited to have you on.
Oh, thanks.
Lovely to be here.
Nice
I was so happy.
Here.
Yeah.
We'll go. First question. What's in your glass tonight?
I have the Manickmore Woodrow's.
Nice.
The old version of it. The 13.
You alluded to it. There's a new version of it coming out soon.
Oh, yes. Next month. Well, this month. End of this month. We have our next release is going to be a Manickmore. 15-year-old. All are also finished.
So the first one, the 13, was a full hoggy, wasn't it? A bourbon. Yeah. Bourbon. Yeah.
13 years in bourbon. This one is going to be in an Oloroso cask for 3 years by the time we bottle it. It's a very inactive cask, so we had to be very patient.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess when you're putting something in a cask for a finish, you're not really sure how it's going to take until it's been in there for a certain amount of time, and it's like, well, no, we need to leave it longer. Have you ever put something in a cask and think, actually, that's not working at all? We need to get out of that cask and into maybe a third cask.
Thankfully, we haven't had to done that yet. Not the third. No. We haven't had to go for third cask option yet, but we have been very patient with this Manickmore, I will say.
It's good though. It's worth the wait.
Yeah. Sometimes
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just because sometimes that slower, more patient approach gives the best results, doesn't it?
Well, it's ready when it's ready.
True. They gave me a little sample of the Manickmore, and then we always have these sessions where they come over and then they drink a ton of my whiskey, and I come over, I go to theirs, and Lord, they have an amazing collection, and then they give me a lot of their good stuff. And I said, okay, I'm going to give you a trick dram. It could be anything. I have a nice little collection of small samples, and I gave them their Manickmore. That's this new release, and they were like, "This is really good." And I didn't let on rose at all, so let them try their own liquid, and they were like, "This is very good." And I was like, yeah, well, good thing it's your new release. And they were like, oh, well, that's good news. It's actually a good thing. I was testing them out. You see.
I was disappointed in myself for not recognizing it.
It's true. You did actually say.
I said it was a Manic More, but I didn't know it was our Manic More.
She said it tastes like a Manic More, and it was her Manic More, but she didn't know. And there was no label on the sample, so there's no way she would have known. So
You must try a lot of whiskey, though. I mean, like, it'd be
My
hard
poor liver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
all in the name of a good cause, though.
All in the name of research, yeah.
It
Yes.
is, yes.
Science.
Sometimes I get researched out of my face.
Take one for the team, though. You're doing it for us. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Committed to the cause.
Yes.
So we know you've got a Manic More, but Alex, what have you got? Are you both drinking the same thing?
I am not drinking tonight. I have a week, I think, like leftover cold, and I tend not to drink too much if I'm drinking. I've had quite a boozy week, especially Monday. So I'm not going to drink until the SMWS outturn next Thursday, just to give my body a wee rest, because then there's like a ton of events back to back. So just giving like 9-10 day rest that my body is demanding. So, and then if I were drinking, I would be having the Royal Bracklow 15 Woodrows, or non-Woodrows, probably the Rose Isle 12, which is one of my coup de coeur.
Yeah, I haven't tried the new Rose Isle stuff yet. It's keen to get that in.
It's good.
I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about it. Yeah.
Woody drank it, and as soon as he drank it, he went, "This is my new favorite distillery." So,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's how good it is.
They're having tea.
We've
Very
got some comments coming in, guys. Bob Sander, who's watching on Facebook, has not had any Woodrows before, so he's joined in to check out what you're all about. And David, yes, poor Mike is in the male minority. Yeah, and I am absolutely.
Well,
Which is
you know
rare.
what, like,
I was
it's
gonna say, it makes a
about
change.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not bad.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, we'll
I
talk
think
about that a little bit later on, I think. As well.
Mainly boys watching those. We are still in the minority, technically.
I think so. Yeah, guys, you can send me your virtual support for being the odd one out here.
Yes,
Ian's
send
got the
Mike
first
support to
question.
the odd.
I mean, some people would say you're lucky. 3 beautiful, intelligent women, 1 man. I think that's a great ratio if you think about it that way.
I like how you didn't say intelligent man. You just said 1 man. It's I'm not sure. Oh, look, I thought Cat had frozen there, but yeah. So we'll skip over my level of intelligence onto the next subject. I think there's not a real debate about that anyway. James has got his first Woodrows on the way to the States. He's gone for the Buna 9-year-old warehouse.
Oh, the warehouse. Oh, that's such
Yeah.
a good one. I was thinking the Buna 11, but that warehouse is so good. Is that the Stoy shop? No, it's the warehouse blend.
Oh, the warehouse blend.
It's not a blend. Sorry, the Buna warehouse. It's probably one.
Yeah,
of those.
the 9-year-old.
Warehouse.
There's one like for the Isla whiskey.
Oh,
club.
the
But
Isla
maybe-
Whiskey Festival one.
Could
Club
be.
one. Yeah, okay.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 9, because the one you released for us was an 11-year-old. Well, not for us, but for retailers.
What does he mean warehouse reserve?
Could it be? Is that the
The
warehouse?
warehouse reserve. I think that's what it means. So that is that one. Yeah, the Buna.
Because there's this
Okay.
Deutsche as well, but that's an 8-year-old for the.
Yeah, that's for the whiskey
5.
club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I know
Okay.
the one you mean. Yes, good one.
It's so good. The 62.3%. I always recommend it. Sherry bomb, but oh my lord, that's just like it makes my heart so happy.
Sweet and savory.
I mean,
Mm.
there you go.
The proof is in the pudding, isn't it? Absolutely. I mean, this is my second bottle, and when it comes to whiskey, it's very rare. I don't know if you guys are the same. We very rarely get the chance or need the chance to go back and buy another bottle of something because we have such a range. So Woodrow's, the 12-year-old Mortlach is one of those.
Oh,
Very
so
rare
then.
bottles that I go back and buy another one of. So
Yeah.
it's absolutely outstanding. See, Derek Mather is on saying that Woodrow's always sells well at Artisan. They love indie bottlers. They're great to have you on, Derek. Thanks for joining us. I'm just getting abuse now from guys on Facebook. Jeremy says they've clearly met you then, Mike. I assume that alludes to my comment on intelligence there, or lack of. Never mind. We're used to it. I don't know where Kat's gone. I assume she's got internet issues, but hopefully she'll be back sometime soon. She's out in the sticks, so sometimes we have internet issues there. Ladies, how did you get involved in Woodrow's? I'm not going to ask about your whiskey yet, but how did you get involved with Woodrow's?
So me and Woody started the company back in 2016 now. That was been 7 years ago now. I was doing my master's and Woody had just graduated from his master's, and it was kind of like a why not moment, but we didn't start in whiskey. We started off in beer and gin. We were trying to export beer and gin across. The parent company is called Eastland Alba, which means Alpa eastwards. So it's like we did a lot of export to the east. But then we realized whiskey's more fun and better and more, especially when you're going international, the more competitive markets. You want to be Scottish whiskey. Scottish beer, you're competing with American beer, which has got a higher sort of, what's the word?
No, is it more prestigious?
More
Reputation.
Reputation, yeah. So we were like, we're Scotland. We should really be backing our Scottish reputation. So then we went into cask trading. That would have been about 4 years ago. It was just, we got our warehouse just before COVID. And then we had all these casks and we just thought, well, we should start bottling them for ourselves and having our own brand as well. We keep the best stuff for ourselves.
That's the truth.
Sell the rest on. Kidding. All our Taiwanese clients.
I guess it's all good stuff. It's just you get the choice of what you want to bottle for yourself.
Well, it depends. Some things, is it Woodrow's? Is it not Woodrow's?
Yeah. And you're kind of building a reputation for really, really good sherry casks.
That's not what we want.
I know, but you are.
That's what we're getting, yeah.
But you have got that Manic Moor, that 13-year-old Manic Moor there is an outstanding example. And the old Pulteney.
That one's in the kitchen.
As well as another outstanding example. Somebody who's on the Brackla. So you have got some great bourbon American oak casks in there as well.
Yeah, Glen Spey, really good as well.
Glen Spey always gets forgotten about. I feel sorry for
it. It was a really fruity, kind of sweet, kind of creamy number, wasn't it? It was an excellent one. I haven't tried them all yet, but I don't think I've had a bad whiskey from you guys yet.
Well,
given the choice, would you go for a sherry bomb or a bourbon cask?
For me, it is completely on mood. Sometimes I just want a sherry finish, and other times I just want a bourbon finish, and then other times I want a super peaty punch in the face, and that doesn't matter what cask it's in. So mood dependent.
Likewise,
this little man's away his bed, so I'm just giving him a little cuddle to say
pudding. Oh, look at his quaff. Oh my god, it's a bit like Tintin.
So he's off to bed. Who's that?
Oh, bye, little poo-poo. Sorry, not poo-poo. I don't want to say pudding.
Are you a little poop?
And I'm a teacher. I should know better. I teach kids online every day, essentially. I just pudding and come out poo-poo.
Yeah, pudding. Yeah. You giving the lady smiles?
Bye.
Smiling. Oh, he's now pressing buttons.
Tickling. Oh, no. No poo-poo.
You've got a new nickname now, Gillian. Yeah, little poo-poo.
Oh, no, poo-poo.
There's nothing little about his poo-poos.
I believe that. Okay.
Got a great question coming in from so sorry, Megan, you're talking about the choices. So it's just horses for courses, what kind of mood you're in sometimes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think I love a great sherry whiskey, but maybe recently, I don't know. I think I had I went through a bit of a bourbon phase, and now I'm back to sherry. I think it's the weather.
Yep.
But then it depends. It's entirely depending on my mood. And I think we try so much whiskey. It's absolutely mental.
Yes.
I
like everything.
Yeah.
Except I don't like rum finish and rye. That's the only two things.
I'm not a fan of rye. I love a rum finish, but I think it's quite polarizing. I've had some terrible Jamaican rum finishes, like where I was like, garbage, the hot garbage. It's disgusting. But then I've had some that were like, oh, there's the Edinburgh rum cask coming. That's just been released. I cannot wait to try that.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. I love everything they do. And then there's a Manickmore rum that we like. You know, it's the SMWS.
Wait, that's a rum cask?
Yeah, that's a rum cask.
I like that one.
There you go. I mean, there's nothing as a blank. Nothing is kind of resolute, is it? Everything has got, you know, little peaks and troughs. There, you could say I don't like rum cask, but then there's one that you really do like. You know, Glen Talkers is a distillery I never really get on with, but there is now and then there's a really nice cask of Glen Talkers come up. I think for me, rum cask's a funny one because I love rum, but rum and whiskey, there is something there. The rum casks I like tend to be 46% or below. I think it's the cask strength aspect of the rum. I'm not sure. I haven't found a rum cask at cask strength that I've enjoyed yet. So there's maybe something about that. But you know, the next person will love the cask strength rum. So and that's one of the beauties, isn't it? It's just everyone is so different. So
is it all cask strength drams that you're not as into, or specifically rum casks?
No, just the rum cask influence at cask strength. There's just something. I think it loses that kind of sweetness that I expect from a rum. It needs to be tempered a little bit. The alcohol needs to be taken down to allow that sweetness, that kind of sugary, that brown caramels to come through. But that's me. So
yeah, maybe I need to just explore rum more.
Oh, there's a mission for us.
Yes.
Challenge accepted.
I think so. And if Woody's watching, then maybe that's something you can. So do you, Megan? You founded a company with Woody, 2016. Are you equal partners in terms of what you have to say about the whiskey, what you choose? Because obviously Woody's the kind of guy that we've met before and we know him. So
yeah, I would say these days I'm more involved than I was before because I had a full-time job aside from Woodrow's, just because me and Woody weren't really taking a salary from the Woodrow's for a long time. So I was working, but now I've handed my notice, I'm going. So, but yeah, nowadays, yes, I'm more 50-50 on what we release. I'm more involved in, buying casks and things like that. So it's good. I'm excited for the future.
Good stuff.
Likewise.
And Alex, you joined when?
Well, it's a funny story. So I was at Ushkabe and I was having a few whiskeys and then saw Woodrow's. I saw their Mortlach 12, which I brought here just for fun because I was like, well, that's part of the story. And I love that you already introduced it, but the Mortlach 12. And I tried it there. And I was like, this is such good liquid. I've not heard of them. And that was in last year, I think. Was it? When did you release it? I think November.
It was our autumn release, so it would have been October.
October, November, whenever they released it. I think I tried a week or two afterwards.
Yeah.
And then I'm quite passionate. I'm quite overzealous by nature. I have a lot of energy, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing liquid. And I just felt them like a bit of a fangirl email, like, hello, my name is Alex. I'm a crazy French Canadian girl. I really like your product, like super extra. Then I was like, can I come see your warehouse? So what does it look? And then Woody, so kind, so nice, who's so paid, just so nice. And then didn't turn out. He was like, oh, I have a small warehouse. Didn't think about it. Then about 2 months later, Justine from Cask Whiskey does a Springbank and Ardnamurchan tasting. And then I'm the first there. These two arrive. I see her tat and then her long hair, which I was like, wow, stun her much. And so, and then Woody as well. Have you seen his little, I was going to say, but can I say he has a nice, anyways, not allowed to, I don't know. He's just a beautiful couple. And I'm just like, you're awesome. So I'm seated at my table. They're seated there, but it's just us two. And I'm just like, hi, guys. And I just scooted over. And then we started talking. realized Woodrow's, and I was like, do you know there's that person who wrote you a really like
We knew exactly who you were.
excited email, and I'm like, it's me, and they were like, no, and so it was me, and we just sat. It was just purely serendipitous. It was amazing. Then I think I've seen them once or twice a week, every week minimum, like since then. So it's been
it's like that new couple, isn't it? When somebody moves in without them really noticing that the toothbrush is now in the sink. you were that person just moving in.
Yeah.
I mean, with the mad energy, we can't not.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's how we met. So it's because of their Mortlach 12. So I'm eternally grateful. They're incredible people, incredible friends. So very blessed. That's how we met through the Mortlach 12. And,
excellent. And whiskey does bring people together. You're living proof of that.
Yeah, it really does. An amazing whiskey. Oh,
welcome back, Kat. You're here.
And we passed the watershed. No, flipping internet. Like, honestly, you think I lived in a shed on a hill in like the Highlands. Oh, Tarako, go up and put some more internet in the box, please. Honestly, bollocks. And now I'm in my kitchen, which I had to move all my washing off the back of my door just so you wouldn't see my pants hanging on my door. I'm glad that I joined that story. I think I'm so glad there's more people like you in the world, Alex, because it makes me feel comfortable to be me.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. I mean, I'm a bit wacky. I'm really quirky. I'm trying not to swear. I swear in French, nobody hears tabarnak. Okay, I swear. I'm very, very quirky.
I heard that.
Yeah. Oops. No. So, yeah, I think I like the energy. I'm really happy. Whiskey is whiskey, and it's not wine. Although I do enjoy wine. Oh, but not browbeating. Now I'm generalizing as well. I don't want to be like that, but I feel like there's so many lovely, grounded, down to earth whiskey fanatics, and
I mean there are also
a bit snooty patooty, but mainly I think it's people have been nothing but kind and so generous with their time, and just I love the whiskey. Well, that's just me, but.
We say this every week, though. It's almost like our tagline, it's the best industry to work in. We're all friends. And it's true, though. Like, you meet somebody and you're like, yeah, come around, come have a look at what we've got. And you end up, trading drams and, and then you're just besties forever. It's a fun world.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
We've got a couple of questions. Ian, going back to your story about Woody's rear. Well, what's got a better curve, a hoggy or the bum? And there's a new meaning of a good sherry butt now. Nice, really. Ian has got a semi-serious question on here, so we'll ask you about this. And I'm going to tie it in. So we're live on Facebook and YouTube, just so the guys at home, you maybe not seeing the text of the questions, but there is 2 channels watching here. We've got Ian is asking, is there a process on how a cask is selected, or is it more impulsive? And I'm going to tie that in with Whiskey Tales, who's watching on YouTube. Can you please tell us what Woodrow's of Edinburgh is doing, philosophy and things? What is the difference to other independent bottlers?
Well, that's a difficult question.
I don't know answer that. The first one, cask selection and stuff. That's really
So we have various casks in the warehouse. Obviously, we buy them blind and we taste them and we say, is this good enough for Woodrow's? How are we going to make it better? And once we've decided we're going to use it, we kind of know what's in our warehouse and what stage it's at in terms of maturation. And when it comes time to select the whiskies, I mean, we always do it very last minute. It's always 2 weeks before. We're like, right, we need to find something for the next release. And we bring it back home. Me and Woody taste it in our kitchen and we say, that's ready. That's not ready. Oh, this is really good. This needs another 6 months. And we sort of just whittle it down to what's most ready at that point. And, it's basically last minute decisions in our kitchen normally.
Nice. So that's what you're doing differently. That's why you're standing out, is because any other independent bottler is probably Unless you're the little brown dog guys, I think they kind of do the same as you. It's like, right,
Yeah.
we've got to release. We need to find something.
Yeah, it is. We have I'd say Woody, especially, has a very he's very strict about what we do release though. It's always done last minute, but if something's not, we don't just it's nearly ready, we'll just throw it out. Never do that.
Yeah, because you're quite.
I was going to say that.
Not sporadic with your releases, but I know a lot of guys who are very regimental, do like a quarter one, a quarter two, a quarter three, quarter four release, and that's how they do it. So we know when to expect them. Whereas you guys are just like, right, we've got whiskey ready, let's release it.
Oh no, we do a quarter release as well. It's just sort of like when the quarter is looming, we're like, okay, we need to start thinking about ready.
But sometimes it might just be one bottle. Your last release was just 2, and then I think the one before that was 3.
Yeah. So it's just about what's in our warehouse at the time and what is ready, and we do that.
Ready.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this time we were struggling a little bit. You were there when we were trying to taste it. We gave you 4 of what we thought was maybe.
Yeah,
and it was just the timing.
Yeah, and I feel like what I love about them is they would never compromise on quality. If it's not ready, if that means no release, it's no release. If they're not there to mess up what they've created, and it's truly they just want to stay true and authentic to what they're putting out. It's no bish. That's what it is.
No bish. Yeah.
It's no bish. That's the motto. It's true. And they wouldn't compromise on that just because they want to put something out because it's near Christmas. No. If there's one bottle they feel is ready, that's what they're putting out. And and I think that's why Woodrow's has been quite popular and so beloved. Honestly, I did my first festival with them in March, and people kind of were starting to know us, and we had a few bottles on the table, but now we have 10, 12 bottles, and people keep coming back. I'm like, hey, you were at the Fife Whiskey, oh, you were at the Aberdeen, and they keep coming back, and they bring their friends, and everybody's so happy to see us all the time, and the word of mouth has been amazing, and they're super humble and modest. I'm going to brag for them. This is the truth. And people are really loving what we're putting out, and couldn't be happier. They work so hard, and I'm really proud of them, proud of myself for being so intelligent, for being their friend.
There was a lot of excitement when I bumped into you guys at the National Whiskey Festival in Aberdeen. Like, folk were buzzing around your table. I hardly got in past to say hello. Like, there's a lot of excitement for you guys. It was good to see.
You were at the Aberdeen Festival?
Yeah, because at the end of the night,
I saw you.
I don't think you were at the table. Like, it was just Alex. I don't know where you were, but I didn't even make it halfway around because I went straight over after work and I hadn't had dinner. And I was like, whoa, there's another half of this room in here. # responsible drinking, but oh my god, I had to go in.
Yeah. Megan, I think you met Kat when you stepped over her on the way out. I think.
Oh, maybe. Oh, that was you. Oh, okay.
There was a nice coincidence because you came and we're like, hey, and then we ended up telling you, oh, we're going to Glengarry tomorrow morning, and then Glentroe, and you're like, well, I'll be doing your tour, and we're like, no, what are the odds? Because we told you, the festival finished around 8, 8:15. No, something like this, and then we just saw it, and you're like, I'll be doing your tour, and it was just like, once again, serendipitous. Reunited, and
it was good, and we hung out for a bit. It was nice. It was good fun. It was really good fun. And also, guys, I didn't mention that distillery. That was somebody else. So cheers. There's a running joke that I mentioned Glengarry too much on the chat, but it's never.
Okay. Oh, I thought there was some licensing thing here.
I was like, oh no. And she's like, I'm not gonna say it again. I was like, no, help me.
No, you're fine. It gets
like
Gary.
You have to have a dram every time it's mentioned. So cheers to.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Do you have any of that distillery in your warehouse, Megan? Kicking about?
Glengarry. Not in our warehouse. I don't.
The new liquid they make, like Springbank, they're malting.
What?
Well, hopefully they'll get. You were telling us about Glengarry, the new malting, and how it's like a lot more hand. So hopefully you get one of those casks when
Yeah. Right, so you're waiting for the new stuff to come out. It's really good
love
stuff.
that. See what the prices are like.
Yeah.
With us, like, our pricing is the hardest part, you know.
Yeah. Well, because you guys tried some of the new makes you're over. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's worth waiting for.
I believe you.
For sure.
We tried the new make, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I think you did. And then Woody went home with one that was his year of birth as well, wasn't it? It was like is it 1991? Is that his birth year?
That's his birth year, yeah.
Yeah, he went away with a sample of that. I'm sure he did.
Wow.
Sure.
Probably did and didn't tell me.
Wow, it's such a good memory.
Yoink. Because it's my favorite one. So
Oh.
we don't sell that. I've got a quick question before we sidetrack. I had a sudden thought about independent bottlers. So like if you're releasing something and let's say it's like a sherry release, do you like check in with the distilleries just to see that they're not releasing something similar? Because like a 10-year sherry is like quite a common release for some distilleries. Do you ever make sure like you're not just kind of releasing the same thing at the same time?
No.
No. There we go. Next question answered.
No, I mean, to be fair, I never even thought. I mean, because our stuff, well, distilleries, yeah, no, they do release single cask stuff, but no.
Yeah. That's fine.
I mean, it's the independent bottlers that are usually releasing the same stuff as us, because we released a Kalila Parlo Cacado cask last release, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the last release. Yeah. And we thought we were being so like unique with a Kalila Parlo Cacado, and then Fragrant Drops, Goldfinch, and there was another one as well.
It's not Lady of the Glen. But...
Lady of the Glen.
James Eady.
They all did one at the same time, and we were like, serious?
You're just trying to
there's quite a lot of Parlo Cacado. I've seen quite a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. Glen Scotia had one, the Mermaid Edition, the 12-year-old is pretty good as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, I love Glen Scotia, so probably
it's good stuff.
I guess would that be because is Parlo Cacado casks maybe cheaper than Oloroso and PX, or is it just because it's maybe not as popular? Is it easier to get a hold of? Because Parlo Cacado sherry itself once upon a time was kind of one of these accidental sherries, wasn't it? It's meant to be Oloroso, but the floor broke.
Yeah, something was wrong in the process. They end up with Parlo Cacado. Yeah.
So it oxidizes when it's not meant to be oxidized, I think.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. It's meant to be oxidized. There's something happens in the process.
Yeah.
But now there's so much Parlo Cacado out that I think somebody's making a lot of mistakes. If that's still the process, it should be. I just wonder why, because it's and maybe it's just the inquisitive mind of people who are looking. People are looking for. They've tried Oloroso, they've tried PX. What else is out there? We're seeing this the same with Fino. I think there's quite a lot of Fino sherries coming out just now.
Yeah.
And it maybe is just people are trying to have a look at different styles.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit of experimentalism there. There's also just a bit of what's in the market, what you can get your hands on.
Yeah.
For us, we source our casks basically all from the same distillery. And it's just like what we can get, what the prices are. It varies a lot.
We've got a question from Ben on YouTube. He's asking how easy is it finding and sourcing casks these days? And the investment companies are driving prices up pretty high. Have you noticed a big difference there?
Big difference, yeah. It's been quite difficult, I think, the last year. Prices have been soaring, which means we have to be very, very selective about what we buy. So we get all the lists come in of what casks are available, and we have to be very, very careful. And sometimes I'm like, this one's like £8 for hourly. That's quite good. And Woody's like, no, it has to be 7, nothing more than that. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But also you have to be very quick as well.
You have to be fast. Literally, if we see something that's a good deal, we have to be on it as before the end of the day, or it's probably gone.
Yeah. And it's totally negated the chance of samples.
No.
You mentioned earlier on that you buy blind.
Yeah, we don't get any samples. No.
And it's crazy that.
So it's
because the casks aren't cheap, and you're putting out a lot of outlay on some of these casks that.
Yes.
we spoke with Dean from Murray McDavid, and he said a lot of the casks that they were getting in are maybe 10-year-old but really tired bourbon casks. So they're effectively getting 10-year-old blank canvases that they can play about with, which in some regard is really good because they can put their own stamp on it. But in other regards, you're like, we really needed more from this whiskey at this age, kind of thing. So
for the money,
because
then you have to, if you pay a lot of money for something, and it comes in at 10 years old, and as you say, it's a blank canvas, and then you've got to like do all the re-racking and things like that. The price that you're going to end up with in the end, like per bottle, is not going to be what the customers are looking for.
Yeah.
But you can't help it. You're buying blind. You try your best.
Well, that is, yeah, absolutely.
With palates and noses like these guys, I'm not worried. I mean, their range speaks for it. I think you guys, you get good casks and you do even better with them. So
you're too kind.
Is it true? Fan girl number one. I think at one point they told me they're like, oh, someone really likes Woodrow. I got a bit jealous. I was like, not more than me. And I'm not even like petty, but I was like, I'm still number one. Like, yes. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah, when we were at the Aberdeen Whiskey Festival, Colin Sim from Strathaven Whiskey
He's so
Club
nice.
Came up to our table, and I was like, oh yeah, he really likes her stuff. And you're like, I'm the number one fan. He was just like, what?
In a very, very like
he was very confused.
Cool way, you know. I was like, hey, I was actually cool. I'm not really cool by nature, but yeah, that happened.
Number one fan girl.
Exactly. He can be fanboy.
I would quite happily be Woody's number one fanboy. Woodrow's not Woody. Woodrow.
It's because you heard about his bum, isn't it, Mike? That was a Freudian.
It's the first thing when I see him again. It's the first thing I'm going to ask him is just turn around and do a little pirouette for me. Yeah.
Your squat routine.
I don't know if you're still watching, Woody. If you are still watching, I'll raise a glass to your ass. There we go.
Hey, amen.
Cheers to that.
So that's the Bracla, the 15-year-old, which was on your last release. Nobody can see what that is. It's just the white label. So 55.8%. It's a 15-year-old. A refill bourbon, I think.
Yeah.
It's so delicate. Really nice and little bit of kind of orchard fruits, but it's unlike any Bracla I've had before.
Really?
And I mean that in a good way. It's
okay.
I'm not a big fan of the 12-year-old Bracla. The 16, the 18, I really got on with. Part of that sherry influence. They used to have quite a nice spice. But no, it's more kind of very, very well balanced spirit. It's not spicy. It's not hot. It's just really creamy and sweet and delicate.
Yeah.
For a 15-year-old, it's
smoffed. Super smoffed.
Moffed.
Smoffed is what we say. It's like an inside. It's like an inside. We've been saying it all the time. People are like, "Oh yeah, smoffed."
It's because like a lot of people are snooty about when you use the word smooth, but then what else do you call it?
So we
Smoffed.
say soft. Yeah. Sometimes it started off we were saying soft saw, and then I was like smoffed. So we say smoffed. It's smoffed.
I like it. That could be a new hashtag. Hashtag small. We'll get it trending. Come on, guys. If you're watching, we've got at least 20 people who can hashtag smoffed right now. We can get trending.
Do you know, nearly every week we create merchandise for our guests that's on. We should like we should have a sideline. Like, we're actually damn good at this.
Smoffed. It's napish.
It's It's like that thing though, like, you know, you say tropical fruits and people are like, oh yeah, tropical fruits. Like, yeah. It's like, well, yeah, okay. What else? It's tropical fruits. Like, I don't think there's a wrong way of describing whiskey. It's like, it's so personal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I hate when people do the whole eye rolling, oh, vanilla, yeah, tell me another one. It's like, well,
yeah.
It's like, yes, but I do get vanilla. What do you want me to say?
Custard, cream.
I encourage people to say vanilla because
Mike's just
you're talking about your connection, and now
It's not. I was going to lie. I was going to say it's not usually this bad, but no, actually, it's usually this bad. To be honest, we'll have to come down to Edinburgh and plug into your internet down there.
Come on, I'm waiting for you. There's so much whiskey. I had the invitation I already sent out. Now you have to come on. There's a room.
I do. I'll have to head on down for sure.
Yeah.
Not in Edinburgh. Not in Edinburgh enough. I love Edinburgh. It's such a cool city, especially at Christmas time. It must be getting busy though at Christmas time with all the.
It's about to
You get
start.
so busy, Edinburgh. This morning I drove to work. It's like a 4-mile drive, and it took me nearly an hour.
Oh,
That's how busy it's getting.
I
I was late to my meeting. I was not happy.
that's terrible.
I'd be a bit scared to drive in Edinburgh though, because the trams and stuff. I'd be like, I'm not sure I know where to go, but it's a cool city. It's a pretty cool city.
Yeah, the bus system here is amazing, and tram's easy. When you come, we'll go to Diggers for sure. We can go to Leith. We'll go to their house, and then we can also come here. Super inviting myself.
I'll
Make a day of it. Leith is such an important city though. Like it's such a cool place that you've got your warehouse because like it goes like it's like hundreds of years worth of like trade of Scotland. You're back.
Yay!
I was just saying that Leith is such a cool place because like of all the history of like Scotland importing wine like way back to like 1700s. It's such a cool place for you guys to have a warehouse because it was like the biggest import of wine in the UK other than London for a long time. I know this because I'm currently reading Knee Deep in Claret, which is all about the import. Knee Deep in Claret. So it's like all about the import of wine into Leith. It's really, really interesting.
That's really interesting.
That's
so cool.
Yeah, geek by nature.
I think Leith was also where we started exporting juniper to the Dutch for gin or Genever.
Oh, was it?
Wow.
Yeah, because Scotland was one of the biggest producers of juniper berries. And until we got rid of the rules 200 years ago, and then the Deerville ate it all. But we were giving the Dutch their juniper for making Genever with.
Yeah, we were trading with Holland quite a bit.
Likewise.
We were trading like wool and leather and stuff, and then they were trading juniper and everything else. But I think we had that commonality with like common religion between the Dutch and us. So yeah, that's why Doric's got little bits of German and Dutch in it from trade.
Nice. Oh, that's good.
Hey, that's really cool.
Every day's a school day, right?
I'm
going to go back, to one of the questions before I forget. Ian asked Alex, Scotch or Canadian?
It's like no questions, Scotch every day, all the time. Canadian, I'm not going to insult, but goodbye.
I only asked because I kind of knew what the answer would be.
To be fair, I have maple syrup whiskey, which is from my province. I'm very proud, but it is much more like a liquor. What's that?
Have you ever had that maple syrup? My lighting's shocking.
I thought you were showing me Corsadil, and I was like,
check out my gums. Like, have you seen the boy?
This maple syrup, I have not.
It's Canadian maple syrup, and it's like independent, family owned, and like wax sealed and stuff. It's really, really cool. I got gifted.
What's it from in the back? Is it say like Quebec? Because if it does, you know it's good. If it says anywhere else, garbage. I'm joking.
Product of Quebec.
That is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Best maple syrup in the world. It's true.
It's really good. Really, really good.
Oh, yay. No, I love maple syrup. I know it's a stereotype, but I actually do drink it. But this being said, I have there's a maple syrup whiskey, but it's only 40%, and it's so sweet. But for 40%, it's amazing. But it is like a dessert wine, and we shot it back home or put it in coffee to make funny like Irish coffee style. So it's really good. But besides that, Scotch any day, all the day, every day, all the time. It's so good. It's hard to beat.
A lot of it's rye whiskey in Canada, though, isn't it? Is that like the main type of whiskey? Rye.
Yes, but I think now a lot of people are experimenting with different types of grains and other stuff. But I think rye has been for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think people are trying to do other things as well. Just rye is just not it for me personally, but I think for us, we both share.
I don't like
both
rye.
not the biggest fan.
I've never had a nice rye whiskey.
Really?
for my taste, obviously. I'm not saying
It's not for me as well.
but it's just
As in a rye whiskey or a rye cask finish whiskey or both.
I just don't like the taste of rye. I think it's just both. Like anything with rye, I know I'm not going to like it. I try it just in case, but I've never found one that I actually like yet.
Yeah.
It's
I always
unusual.
get kind of a eucalyptus-y kind of notes. It's like medicinal, but not like a Lefroy kind of medicine, but there's that kind of medicinal note. And it's quite a giveaway.
It is,
For
yeah.
a rye cask for me.
Yeah, you smell it and you want to
Yeah.
throw it over your shoulder. That's how I know.
People say, "What's you don't like about rye?" And I'm like, "Rye, like it's the taste of rye I don't like." Because I don't like rye Vita either. I don't like the taste of it.
All right. I like Jeremy's comment talking of the language. Lots of Norwegian and Danish in Doric from Scandinavian tourists 1,000 years ago. Tourists.
We're calling them tourists. Sorry, Jeremy. There is a lot of Scandinavian in Doric. Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you can speak Doric, you're practically fluent in Danish and Norwegian, to be honest.
I'm not sure about the term tourists, but yeah. I think the Scottish people might disagree on that 1,000 years ago. Well, let's just ask, are all your releases cask strength, or do you sometimes bring the ABV down? Because I suppose the difference between cask strength and natural cask strength is everything natural cask strength would be the
Everything is natural cask strength up until this point. Yes.
Okay.
Bottle to barrel to bottle.
Basically, yeah. We put it through like a little sort of like almost like a tea bag sort of strainer thing just to get the chunks of wood out, but that's it.
It's always amazing how much muck comes out the bottom of a cask, isn't it? Like, there's a lot of just stuff at the bottom of a cask.
I don't want to know what it is.
A lot of people, if they're doing bottle your own with us at my other job, they'll ask to keep the sediment in. I'm like, I don't want to chew whiskey. Nobody wants to pick char out of their teeth while they're
No.
Make it a meal.
Yes.
We did a tasting during lockdown. We did a virtual tasting with Bruce from Dram, and he sent us some cask samples. So it was literally drawn from the cask, and they had the sediment and all that. So we just thought, fuck it, we'll use we won't filter it. We'll just pour it straight into the samples. And we had a couple of guys phone up and say, "Yeah, we've got floaters in our bottles." We're like, that's the good stuff. Keep it. It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah, you get used to it, don't you? You stop caring.
Yeah.
Like, another bit of chunk of wood.
Yeah. I guess if it was a big chunk of wood, then it wouldn't have gone in the wee glasses that we use. But
like half a bung. Yeah. You'll quite often find a bung just at the bottom of the cask. You're like, oh, that's where that went. Yeah.
I've heard of lots of other things being found in casks when they've been.
I wasn't going to link to those things.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing you found, guys, coming out of a cask? Any fun stories on that side of things?
I have not. Sorry to say, I have never found anything really weird in a cask except for some maggots, but that was on the outside, so that's fine.
All right.
Not one of our casks.
It's on the outside. It's fine. It's sterile.
Valid.
You could put them in like the tequila worm, a little gimmick.
Yeah, it's not mezcal.
That's true. No, it's always the Spanish casks. When you bring them in from Spain, they sometimes have little maggots on the outside.
Yeah.
And then they turn into flies, and then you've got Spanish flies from Spain in their warehouse, and you've got Scottish flies from Scotland, and they're all having this sort of like gang wars going on with flies.
Did they just kind of walk along, like giving the finger clips?
Yeah.
I love that idea.
How do you tell the difference? Did they buzz in a different language? Or?
The Spanish ones will be cold, and they like they'll be the accent. Your country is so cold. I love how that's just descended into absolute chaos.
I think Jeremy did mention he's looking forward to seeing where the hour would take us. I think that was after talking about Woody's behind.
Still on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that when we post this out later on, that's going to be the tagline for the if you want to talk about Woody's ass, join this
Poor
chat.
Woody.
Oh boy.
Poor boy.
Everywhere he goes, all he's going to hear is, "Oh my God, look at that ass."
It's so big. He looks like one of those rap guys. Go fine.
He's kind of used to it after hanging out with Alex already, so don't worry.
Hey, I'm a butt
Alex,
man.
what brought you to Scotland?
Oh, I
So,
think you missed that question, Mike.
Alex, what brought you to Scotland?
My partner is Scottish, so we met at the Hong Kong Sevens, and I was living out there, and we met, and that's what happened. 3 months later, I moved here because I moving to Dubai originally, and then he was like, "No," we kind of decided I should move here. I am not only very energetic, I am also rather impulsive, one could say, but when it feels right, just like I was like, yeah, Scotch, cool, and he's awesome. He's awesome and Scotch. Yeah.
Nice recovery. You noticed.
That was 4.5 years ago, and besides the ghastly weather, gosh, I think had I moved from Canada to here, I'd have been like, not too bad. But living in Southeast Asia for 4.5 years and then moving here, I was like, Lord,
And you
have
could have
mercy.
been in Dubai.
I was like, yeah, exactly. At first I was like, where am I? This is terrible.
But then you discovered whiskey and all was good.
Yeah, exactly. Discovered whiskey. I was like, oh,
That's how the rest of us get through it.
Exactly.
You need sun when you've got whiskey to keep you warm. Eh?
Exactly.
We
Voila.
need that rain to make the whiskey. It's it's a full cycle.
Yeah,
He's
it
got
doesn't
it.
have to be hot sun. It can just be there.
yeah.
Giving it-
Just like, hello. Like in Canada, it's -40, but it's sunny. It actually is, but it's
Mhm.
dry. So it's like here, it's the different situation. I'm not really about that, but I can't do anything about it, so I'm good. But now, like it's like partial sun, and I'll be like, babe, look, it's so sunny. We should go outside. And he's like, what's happened to you? Back in the day, I would have been like, the weather's terrible, and I'm like, there's a bit of sun. We should go for a walk. It's like, it's so nice. And he's just like, you're a different person. What is happening? Scottish now.
Go for the blue sky. There's a little bit of blue sky. It's a fine day. Yeah.
You do. You got to chase the vitamin D. Otherwise, it's a long winter without it.
I know. Yeah, I think one of the things that shocked me when I moved here, one of those days, it was like honestly 19 degrees. It was not warm. There's sun outside. People were in the meadows in bikinis standing, and I was like, it's pretty freaking cold. Like I have a jacket, but they were like, no, it's sunny. I'm bathing. I'm sunbathing. I was just like, cool, man. Okay. And that's when I first moved here. I had no idea why they were doing this. Now I get it. Now I'm probably joining them.
I was going to say, you like 19 degrees is not warm. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Sweating.
Scottish people are complaining by them, like, "Oh Jesus, that's too hot. That's too hot." That no.
So strange.
I know.
Oh no.
We are straight. We're never happy, especially when it comes to the weather. It's like,
Yeah.
We'll have a heat wave, and it'll be like 2 days of great sun, and you'll get somebody saying, but we need the rain. Yeah, we could do with a bit of water.
Yeah. There was a heat wave recently. It's not to make fun of Scotland or anything, but there was a heat wave recently, and I think it was 27 degrees. My sister's like, Alex, I hear there's a heat wave in in Scotland, like in the UK. Are you okay? I was like, Jess, it's 27 degrees, and she's like, oh, never mind, it's 36 here. I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, you be careful, so that's one of those things.
It's hot for us.
You guys,
It is. We don't have the skin to defend ourselves against it.
We
Yeah.
don't. At
You've
all.
seen the color of Killian's hair. He is as ginger as they come. Yeah.
There's no hope for us. We're a cold weather race.
We are.
Yeah.
We're all super hairy, and that just we can't deal with the heat.
Yeah.
I know.
When did you let your hair down?
Yeah, you look gorgeous
When-
as always.
Oh, thank
When
When
did
did I
you
let my
learn?
hair down? In sheer frustration, walking around the house with my laptop, pulling my hair out, trying to find where the internet's been hiding.
I think when you put your hair up, it disrupts the internet. You have to have it down because now we've got fine internet.
I think you might be right. Like maybe this is like my I don't know, what is it, Samson? Like my strength, my internet strength is in my hair. I just
There
need
you
to
go.
just let it go. Embrace my Elsa and let it go. That's what it is. I'm seeing how much it is filling the screen, though. It's not a good size. It's a lot.
Volume is amazing.
It's good volume.
Thank you. It's all about volume. Your hair is also, both of you, your hair is also amazing. But Megan, your hair is so long. You're like Rapunzel.
It is. Yeah.
I know. It's because it's so.
It keeps going and going.
I know. It's because it's so thick. It needs the weight to pull it down. Otherwise, it's so much work. So if I have short hair, it's like so much work. But it's
Do you want to send me some?
I can donate.
You have like a
No, for me,
Nobody ever compliments me on my hair. It's
you've got lovely
You've
hair. Lovely.
You've got a lovely range of flat caps, which we all appreciate.
yeah, I do.
Hey, voila.
All the shop's market and budget is spent on my hats. We've got Callum, he's at Ibrox. So the football's obviously really exciting. Callum Renton is saying, "Welcome, guys, live from Ibrox."
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Callum Renton?
Callum. I
need to see his face.
From which company?
He's not. He's just like a super fan. He's a super whiskey fan. You've probably met him at some festivals.
I probably have met him before at festivals.
He's pretty much Glen Scotia's number one, and possibly Rassie's number one fan.
Okay, love that. Good stuff.
So,
you probably will have met. If I
see his face, I'll
very
probably
good
know
faces.
him.
Probably.
I'm terrible with names. I'm good with faces.
Yeah,
which is always awkward because then I don't know their name, and it's like I've known them like a year, and it's.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names as well. I know drinks. I know what people drink. Having been in the pub trade pretty much all my life, and now selling people drinks in the shop. It's like, oh yeah, that's the guy. We have regulars in the shop who I still don't know. They've drank in the pub for I don't know 10 years, and it's that's Guinness guy or that's half and half man. Yeah, it's like, you know what they drink, but you don't know their name. You speak to them like 3 times a week and stuff.
It gets to the point where you can't ask their name though because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Like we have a lady comes into the shop that gives us the RSPB bird badges that people can donate money to. And I've called her Bird Lady for 5 years. I don't know her name. And now I can't ask her. She's just forever going to be Bird Lady. But I think she'd like
call her that to her face.
That's a good, yeah.
Hello, Bird Lady. I do. Mike, you know me.
Like from Home Alone.
Yeah, like the Bird Lady. She actually comes in just covered in pigeons. It's weird. No, she doesn't.
She sounds awesome.
Can you imagine if she comes in one day and she's like, "Oh, I've left them now. I'm not working there. What are you going to do? Ex-Bird Lady."
Ex-Bird Lady. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes nicknames can be endearing. Mm-hmm. Like the other day at work, everybody was like, "Wait, your name's actually Catherine." I'm like, "What do you think Cat actually stood for?" I was like, "Yeah, of course my name's Catherine." Like,
it could be Katrina.
It could be Katrina, but usually that's no, it's a C or a K, isn't it? Yeah, okay, it could have been Katrina.
I promise.
Cat
Benjamin.
I mean, it could be Benjamin. It's not a classic, but it could have been.
I'm not here to judge. He's Gaelic, you know.
It's not a common name in the Northeast. Anyway.
There are so many female Scottish names. Oh no, female names that are like kind of derivatives of male names, though. If you actually start counting them up, like Georgina, I'll have to run out of them. Thomasina.
One.
I should have prepared a list first before I went down.
If only we knew where the conversation was going to go.
Josephine,
yeah.
Adrian, probably. Just thinking in French.
Michaela. That's a Michael. Michaela.
I get, we just put a French or an Italian accent on it and it sounds. Or I put an I in it, so we've got Davina. We'd have. Well, Roberta, my wife's got Tony. That's obviously an alternative. Alex would be
Alexandra.
Just blonde boy. They didn't even try to feminize it. They were just like boy. Yeah.
That makes me think though of like independent bottlings that are released under different names. I think that would be a great pub quiz one night because like Williamson is obvious, but like some of them are
Des Moines, Deutsche, like those
true. I actually no idea why it's called a Deutsche.
Yeah,
because
It has to be.
Stoisha is peated Bunahabin, but so is Moyne.
Yes,
Is
that's
Moyne
it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know where
distillery
the name came from. Like, I don't know why it's called Stoisha.
yeah.
What that word is.
Is it like maybe like an isla, like a place on isla, or like a
No.
river or something?
Because I think Moyne, it means peat, doesn't it? Does Moyne mean smoky or something like that? There's a.
This is my Gaelic is terrible, guys.
But it's the distillery Bunahabin. It's peated is Moyne, whereas independent is Stoisha.
It's Stoisha, yeah.
Yeah.
It's blending stock with Stoisha, yeah.
Keith Duncan's come up with Roberta.
We saw that.
Oh,
yeah.
Dunk's on it.
Keith is the guy from Leith who has There we go. Keith Duncan says, when we're talking about Leith, he said, Keith from Leith knows lots of Leith facts, but he hasn't actually backed that up with any. So, Keith, give us a fact about Leith.
Yeah, let's have.
Okay.
So, Stoisha is the loch next to the distillery, and this comes from YouTube. Boko.
Yeah, that's what they're saying here. It's the name taken from a loch on Isla, close to the distillery. Yeah.
It's a really pretty name, actually, Stoisha. If I had a daughter, I think I might name her Stoisha. I'm past breeding, but
Ardbega is good.
That's breeding.
Way past
Well, might be like a
Lagavulina.
Vina.
Yeah. Lagavulina.
You're like a tired old dog. Just two more.
If
I've done my letters.
Yeah, if I was a sheep, I would have had a black mark in the back of my head. I would put out to hill grazing. I'm so past breeding.
Jeremy's come up with a great fact on the Stoisha. It's sometimes used as an alternative water source as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
So cool.
There we go.
I'm learning so much today.
Yeah. Leith, Isla, wow.
Because there's a couple in the shop that I had to ask you about, Mike. Because like, a lot of them are just like kind of named after places close to the distillery, but you have to work it out from there. Because they're not one that you and Janice tried to figure out, and it was a Speyside one.
Yeah, that was a weird one. It was called. Wasn't Juniper Hill because we knew that one. Or was it Juniper Hill that was classed as Speyside? It was a Murray McDavid release. And it was Juniper Hill, which is Tomatin because that's what Tomatin means is Juniper Hill. But they had Speyside on it. And so that really threw us, and we were like, okay, that's different. But so we dug it, and it was. I still don't know why they called it a Speyside, but yeah. So that was
it's like commercially more sellable Speyside than Highlands, maybe. So
I don't know why, because Tomatin's got a great name anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would. But there was two came out at the same time. Juniper Hill was one, and the other one was I can't remember the name they gave it, but it was they were both Tomatin, but one was classed as Highland and one wasn't.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to.
That's odd.
Look at that.
it's like a funny
Talk
definition.
amongst yourself, guys.
All right, we shall.
It's weird when they draw the definition between Speyside and Highland, though, because some of them fall between the two, isn't it? Because it's like which is the one that is the contentious one in the shop that gets moved from one side to the other? Is it Dalwhinnie?
Well, there's also Glengoyne. I think their warehouse is like in the lowlands, and then their distilleries in the highlands. So it's one of those where they're like, well, I think they think because it's matured in the lowlands, it's more of a lowland, but it's one of those kind of debated.
Yeah.
But I think it's classed as Highland because the distillery is in the Highland. Yeah.
Like literally the road distillery and then the warehouse. It's just the road in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the divide, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we have like Glendronach and Knockdhu and these guys, Glenglassa, right on the border, all become for 2 weeks of the year Speyside, so they can join in the Speyside Festival. But I think SMWS class Glendronach as Speyside.
Actually,
if you look at their listing of a Glendronach as Speyside, I'm sure.
I would disagree with that because, like, literally they're like 15 minutes down the road from me, and like I would class me in the Speyside region.
I always thought it was a Speyside, but then.
Well, I suppose once you've got onto the 96, you're nipping across onto like maybe you're not too far away.
You say you as in where you stay or where you work?
Where I live.
Yeah, because where you work is definitely not Speyside.
No, that's definitely not a Speyside. We're not even going to pretend to be. We don't even want to be. Like, who wants to? Speyside.
Terrible reputation.
Glenfarclas is Speyside, right? Though.
Glenfarclas
Yeah.
is, I think, Speyside, but
Yeah, this one that Alex just gave me is a Highland. Was that Glendronach?
yeah, it's
Glendronach.
Okay.
It says Highland.
Because I've got one, a Glendronach that's a Speyside. It was the belter of a dram, they called it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Marks and Spencers have just announced that they're releasing their own brand of, like, their own release of single malt at Christmas time, aren't they? So they're releasing a Marks and Spencers Kilchoman and a Marks and Spencers Glenfarclas, but they're calling it a Highland. Okay. Yeah, so they're releasing a cognac, two malts, and something else. But I was just reading that they called the Glenfarclas a Highland Marks and Spencers whiskey. I thought, I'm sure Glenfarclas would be a Speyside whiskey. But
them and Dalwhinnie and Macallan all class themselves as Highland all still. But I think that goes back to the roots of pre-Speyside. Everything there was Highland, so okay. I think they just stuck to calling themselves. It was.
Your legs actually blend in with the sofa. It's like camouflage.
And I've not been farting. It's leather on leather. So I've been like trying to move it, and you hear squeak. And I was like, oh, I'll have to bring it up. Like, anyway, so it was doing it earlier.
I don't think anybody's actually farted live on the Blether yet. I mean, like, I think we should have
not audibly. No, not audibly.
I mean, Kat. I mean, and nowadays everybody's equal. So, Kat, you fart. Let's defy stereotypes.
I mean, I've got a lot of talents, but farting on cue is not one. Like, I need to work up to that.
How to go on YouTube? How to fart on cue? That's always awesome. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. No, normally after the Blether, I go and do the Aquavita virtual pub on YouTube. But I'm going to stop by How to Fart on Demand first.
How to fart. So is it like burping the alphabet, but the farting equivalent? Like we could
farting the alphabet. That's a skill.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeremy, you've just commented, so you've been told. You did mention about 40 minutes ago that you were interested in where this hour was going to take us. Nobody mentioned farting the alphabet was going to come up as a topic.
Yeah. There you go.
People here listen to talk about whiskey.
Yes.
Anyway, so I had a quick check. So the whiskey that I was talking about one of my David was Strathdarn.
Yes, that's
which is Tomatin's indie name. So that was at Strathdarn, and we looked, and there's another whiskey that takes it's water. I think it's the River Lossy that Tomatin use, and it is Glenlossie. So that's where we thought the Speyside version of that might be, but no, it was definitely Tomatin.
Okay. Nice.
It is interesting, all these other names that get released.
Yeah. I don't know any of them mean. I really should. I'm terrible. I just accepted what they are and never thought about it.
I know. I need to learn them actually because I'm really bad. Like Williamson's the only one I know, just because I love Bessie. She's like absolute legend.
I mean, I didn't know until today that Tomatin wasn't named after tomatoes. So.
Do you know?
Do you know why it's called Juniper Hill? So then I was going back to 200 odd years ago. We were providing lots of juniper bushes. So if you burn juniper bush, it doesn't give off smoke, or it gives off a really light white smoke.
Okay.
So the distillery, when it was illicit, when they boiled the still, they burnt juniper wood, so that they wouldn't have that plume of smoke giving away the location. So that's how the Tomatin distillery started off as a illicit still, and that's where the name comes from.
That's so interesting, cool. Yeah. I know a lot about stuff.
Yeah, I did the tour, and I don't think that came up,
Really? You did the Tomatin tour, and they didn't tell you where the name came from?
Maybe. I was drinking as well at the time. Either or.
It was right at the start of the tour. Was it? Yeah, I forgot that bit.
Yeah, I was excited.
I haven't been to Tomatin. I need to go over.
I got my this is going to sound strange. we do a distillery. We do a tour with my friends every year. The start of the year, generally when all the distilleries are closed, me and my friends either hire a bus or we borrow one of our friends' buses, and we drive around distilleries. We don't do tours. We just sit in the car park and we talk about the distillery and we grab a bottle and we drink it. So we went up to Tomatin. And do you know how they've got that courtyard out the front? It's really nice. It's similar to Glengarry, where you've got that kind of open courtyard. But there's heaps of barrels there, so I thought I'm going to jump in onto one of the barrels for a photo. And there was about that much water. So I spent the rest of the day with my arse soaking wet.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Not a pleasant. That's the only time I've been to the distillery, and it's an experience I'd rather forget.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah. We had Scott Adamson on,
and then you got chemicals all over you.
Yeah. But yeah, we were at the Glendale about a month or two ago.
A couple months ago, yeah.
And I am, as I mentioned, maybe a little bit quirky, and I just saw the grass, and Woody was having smoke, and I was like, well, I want to chill in the grass. So I just flopped on my, just there, in my shorts, just rubbing on the grass. Then we have 3.5 hours drive home, and my body starts itching all over. I have like patches everywhere.
Clearly had fertilizer or something.
Yeah, something. My body's super sensitive, so yeah, so that happened. But
you imagine like how much body hair you'd have if it was fertilizer. You'd be like sort of like the Yeti if all your hair had just sprouted.
Like, I'm already one. I don't need any more.
It's not a bad thing.
Where was that you did that? Because I'm going to go over there and rub my head on it and see what happens. We had Scott Adamson on a couple of years ago, who's brand ambassador, kind of co-blender for Tomatin. He was telling us, have you ever heard of the world's first Higland Scotch whiskey?
Higland?
What's that?
Yeah.
It's like
So it was somebody passing on a train, I think. But you go past the distillery on the train, and somebody noticed that the sign that they had outside the distillery was Highland, but they'd missed out the second H, so it was Higland. It'd been like that, I don't know how many years. Nobody noticed it. So they were like, when somebody told them, they're like, "Oh, you spotted the deliberate mistake." Yeah.
A Higland distillery.
The Higland distillery, yeah.
Well, because
so there's a whole new region. I thought you needed 3 distilleries to be a region, but no, Tomatin did it all by themselves.
Well, Kenny famously from Dramore always puts a deliberate mistake into all his labels, doesn't he? So yeah, you got to look for. Yeah, I think it was maybe the first time it wasn't a deliberate mistake, and he's like, yeah, I always put a mistake in.
Yeah. David just mentioned that. And that was your distillery. That was they put 2 R's in the Geary, I think, was what kicked it. I'm sure that was the distillery that kicked it off.
Pass me my smelling salts. Oh my god. I mean, to be fair, people get the name of my distillery wrong constantly. So
yes.
I mean, we had you're Alex. We had Chris from Betty Brothers doing a tasting.
Love Chris. She's a gem.
Love her. She is gorgeous. We had her on 2 weeks ago, but she was in the shop like, I don't know, 3-4 months ago doing a tasting for Betty Brothers, or maybe longer. And we were passing around a bottle of Ardmore, and I obviously work at Ardmore and live not too far from it. And there's another local guy in, and the label said Ardmore, situated in Huntly, which it's not. I live in Huntly. No. And they'd spelled Huntly wrong. They spelled it with an E. So we're like, this is wrong. And she's like, this would have passed by 6 people before it was printed. I can't believe it's wrong. Yeah. But it'd be collectible because of that, I'm sure. But
it happens. We do a lot of bottling for other people. We have a little bottling line, and we do bottling for indie bottlers and things. So many people get like really critical things wrong, like the ABV. So we do all the labelings, and then they come back like, oh no, it's 54%, not 64% or whatever. And we're like, right, we have to take all the labels off of all the 300 bottles and slap all the labels on again.
Terrible.
Yeah, that must be annoying.
Pricey mistake.
Those stickers don't come off very easy.
They
I can imagine,
yeah.
So do you do all your own bottling? You do all the bottling and labeling on site?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Shout out to Andy.
Yeah. Andy.
You guys literally do everything start to finish, though. It's like pretty much all in-house, from tasting samples in your kitchen to bottling to everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a full-time.
We didn't print the labels. I mean, the labels have a template, but we print all the information on it and everything.
That's amazing. And what about the tasting notes? Are you guys all involved with that process, or are they outsourced? Or
No, we sometimes we let like friends do it. So it's kind of like it's a bit casual. Like sometimes me and Woody will do it. Sometimes we'll let friends do it.
My tasting notes on the Kalila and Palo Cortado and the Royal Mortlach. I wrote smoffed, nose smoffed, palate smoffed.
I've literally just poured that Kalila 10-year-old just now.
Oh, how do you like it?
I haven't tasted it yet. I'm smelling it, and it's
I love that one.
It's got that quite a smoky, bacony kind of savory coastal note.
Absolutely.
Nice. So, Alex, do you just get paid in whiskey, or are you actually an official employee? Because it sounds as though you're really enjoying the ride.
I get paid in whiskey for sure, and I get paid in love as well. I am a slightly hippie, so I do appreciate their friendship. And
Love is good enough.
Yeah, well, sometimes it doesn't buy like that much, but it makes my heart very, very content. So yeah, I get paid in bottles essentially.
Nice.
Mainly.
Right.
Yes.
We did have Megan. You mentioned talking about you do casks for other indies and you do exclusive. You did so. There's a shop just not far from us, Barrels and Botanicals. You just did a Deanston.
Yes,
for them. Mark's keeping a bottle aside for me. I gave him a shout, so he's going to drop off a bottle on Monday for me. How is it? I mean, obviously you're going to say it's great, but Deanston's not one you see very often on the indie market.
True.
It's not actually. I mentioned it. I mean, we come across a couple of the casks. But how is ours? The one we've just bottled? It's good. Yeah. I can't remember what I said on the tasting note. We did a meeting with Mark from the shop, and we did the tasting notes together, and I can't remember what I said. I had a couple of drams though, so I hope the tasting notes aren't terrible. I remember there was like black pepper was one of the notes. What else? I can't remember.
I'll check. Okay.
He has a lot of very specific tasting, and then I was just like, vanilla. Like random sweet from the 1980s. You know what I mean? I'm like, no.
That's something that always comes up. We do a lot of tastings with people that have been drinking whiskey for, longer than I've been alive. And sometimes they name candies from like the 70s or the 80s.
I don't know what they're talking about.
And I'm just like, yeah. Good. Okay. No clue. I researched and still no clue.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. But yeah, I remember it being
Very
quite
cool.
sweet and a bit of spicing in the finish.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it because, like I said, Deanston, that really drew me. Obviously, the Woodrow's name drew me to it, but Deanston as well as a combination that you don't see often. I was like, wow, this could be cool. But it was an octave, wasn't it? It was a smaller.
Yeah, it was just a small bottle, and I think there was only
70 or 81 bottles or something like that.
Something like that. I was going to say 70, something like that.
Yeah.
Say 93.
93?
I don't remember. I looked recently, but I can check actually.
So, guys, if you want one of our local shops up in Aberdeenshire, I know we're in Brewery Whiskey Shop, but we love to spread the love of you guys as well. Jump onto the Barrels and Botanicals site and you'll get an exclusive octave. 15 years old? 15?
Yes.
15. 49.4%.
Yeah. I remember drinking it. Wow. Yeah. I think I was really tired when we were doing this. I don't remember much. Usually I remember more about our bottlings, but
you've been working like 2 jobs up till recently, so yeah, I'd imagine you'd be quite tired.
Yeah,
she works all the time.
Yeah,
she's so hardworking. It's mental.
What do you do, Megan, in if you ever get a chance, because obviously you and Woody spend a lot of time together at work and social.
Yes.
What do you do? Like your copious amounts of hair down.
So I'll say I work a full-time job as well, but I am leaving soon to do Woodrow's full-time. Right. But I'm a neuroscientist, and then I do powerlifting as well.
A neuroscientist.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Powerlifting neuroscientist that drinks whiskey.
And power lifts. And like
that's pretty much my life.
So cool. Like the layers of coolness, like they never stop. You get to know it's mental. It's endless. It's awesome.
I know. I saw this on your Instagram. I was like, I can't ask her about her powerlifting, but like that, how long have you been doing that for? Like that'd be handy in the warehouse. Like, step aside, boys.
Yeah. I've been powerlifting for about 10 years, I think now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just lift the casks and put them on the racks. Just like,
I do that too. Yeah. That's why I'm so.
Do you just do it for like fun, or do you compete and like?
I keep saying I'll compete, and then I never do because I never find the bloody time. But yeah, I train 6 days a week. I just do the regular. Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. Keeps me fit.
It's good for like your mental health as well. Just like a little bit of exercise, and it kind of just makes you kind of forget everything that's stored up in your brain for a while. And
it does. And strength does come in useful, especially when I'm carrying bags in from Asda. Like I used to hate that door. Now it's kind of fun.
Like load me up. Like I'll take it back.
I'm going to do this whole week's shopping in one walk. You like have 10 bags in each hand.
I want you around for like the Christmas big shop of like, send Megan up. We're doing the big shop today.
I mean, how do you think Woody gets that good butt? It's also powerlifting.
True.
Do you powerlift, Woody? Do you just have like one buttock in each hand?
Powerlift each other.
Actually, during lockdown, that's exactly what I was doing for training because all the gyms were shut, and I used Woody as a weight. I did.
Really?
I didn't even know that. Pretty sexy. Exclusive.
Fantastic. I love that.
There wasn't a lot to do, so I wanted to train, and he offered, and I was like, "Yes, okay." I let him lift me as well.
He just offered. Why don't you lift me? Okay, there we go.
You need to do like a one-off label, like Batiki do, of just you like deadlifting Woody, and then you could call it like. I was going to say you could call it the hardwood, but no, you can't call it that. We'll work on a name. But like,
Powerwood. No, wait.
Or, no, we can't call it that either. There'll be something. But yeah, you should do a prescriptive label. That is amazing.
Lockdown was a fun time.
You are literally the powerhouse of Woodrow's. See, I knew it'd be a good chat getting you girls on.
I hope you don't regret it too much.
Not at all. That is brilliant.
We've definitely learned a lot.
That's have we. Yeah.
I have, yeah.
We now know things we never knew we really needed to know.
Woody makes a good weight if you're ever needing one.
Write that down. Duly noted.
You know, I wish I'd known when you came to visit. I could have just been like shaking his hand and then just lifted him up over my head. Like,
he's used to it.
Sunday in their household.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so you're a very busy lady. But Alex, maybe you've already touched on this when I was not on the internet, but you're a teacher by trade, is that right?
Yeah, I'm a primary school teacher by trade, and then I also do tarot, which is really weird because tarot, whiskey.
I am very excited by this. Slightly obsessed with tarot. I'm definitely
tarot as in tarot cards.
Yes, no, purple potato tarot mainly, but I know I wish a tarot farmer, that'd be so cool. No, I'm just the card one. No, so yeah, I've been doing tarot for like 8-9 years, and then gave up teaching for a while. But yeah, so I used to teach out in Asia, and then when I left China, the parents I worked for asked me to keep teaching their kids after school. So now I just essentially tutor, which is really nice because I'm on my own schedule. I do wake up very early, but I finish really early as well. So then I have a tough time to chill and bother these guys and stuff and just do Arthur's Seat. I do it like 2-3 times a week just for fun. So that's nice. I
Did
don't
I
power.
see you were walking up there barefoot the other day?
Yeah. I do it
That's
barefoot. Yeah.
impressive. There's a lot of hard little stones up there.
Correct, but it's good for the mental. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me aware, present, and it's like basically it's great for reflexology purposes as well. Acupressure and it keeps you grounded as well. Sometimes there's little piece like shards of glass, so you have to be extra cautious. So, but it's good. Then I come home, scrub my feet, so they look pristine. But no, it's good. I really enjoy it. Barefoot keeps me.
Glass in the foot is not nice.
No, it's not.
I once when I was a student, I got really drunk the night when I walked home barefoot, and I didn't, because I was so drunk I didn't feel the pain. I just woke up in the morning and jumped out of bed and landed on my feet and had all this glass in my feet.
Oh, that's a terrible visual.
Oh. I know. Like one bit's bad enough, but like multiple.
I don't know where I walked through, but I was really drunk, so clearly I didn't feel it until the next morning when I got up.
Wasted.
That was really painful, yeah.
I mean, if it was Lego, you would have felt it.
You would know probably with kids.
Yeah, you probably know.
Lego hurts like a sore
Lego,
thing.
yeah, or a plug.
A plug. Yes.
That's really annoying.
Yeah.
That's ouchy. Yes.
No, I wouldn't walk up Arthur's Seat if it was covered in Lego. Definitely not.
To be fair, no, I don't know. Good mental practice, but maybe not.
I had the worst walk up Arthur's Seat. So I was lucky enough to be invited down when Berry Brothers launched their Perspective series of blended whiskies. And Johnny McMillan invited me down. And it was the day after Matthew Clark had a wine and trade show. So I was down in Glasgow for that and got a little bit worse for wear. Traveled back, went on a night out, and then went down on the train. And I remember all the way down on the train, I was just like, this is going to be horrendous. It's not going to work for me. Went to the hotel quite far, and then we did a wee bit of an intro, and then Johnny said, right, we're going to get into taxis, and we're going to do the tasting, the launch. And I was like, why can't we do it here? We're all sat down, we're comfy, it's nice, there's water, we're good. But no, they decided they were going to do the photo shoot and the launch on the top of Arthur's Seat.
Oh no!
And that was the longest ass walk I've ever done. That was horrendous.
You don't hike a lot, do you?
No, I do. I yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Much of a hike, to be fair. It's like it doesn't take.
It's not.
Yeah,
no, but
got you. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. There was mitigating factors in there that I hadn't accounted for before I went on a walk there.
No.
Yeah.
Madison, I've lived in Edinburgh now for 10 years and I've never been up Arthur's Seat.
Never.
Really?
Never.
We'll do it.
I guess when it's on your
You never
doorstep.
do it when it's on your doorstep, do you?
Yeah.
I don't know why I've not.
Yeah.
Well,
It's what I call the Glenfiddich conundrum. Nobody buys Glenfiddich anymore because they could do it any time. They could buy it from anywhere. They could.
Yeah.
And it's just so, I'll do it tomorrow. I can get that anytime. I can do that anytime. And it ends up you never do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably true enough. Well, we can pencil it into our list of things that we're going to do when I come to visit you guys in Edinburgh.
Yes.
Walk up.
Barefoot up Arthur's Seat.
If you want to. I always go down with my shoes, though. Easier going
Okay.
up.
That's fine. I might just do shoes both up and down, like just.
Yeah. Also,
I think I will too.
yeah. Nobody has ever joined me in the bare feet crew, but it's all right as well.
Especially at the moment, isn't the grass like super smushy and muddy?
I love
all
it.
the rain and stuff.
I love it. I really enjoy
It's
it.
not exactly been
I
dry
like-
lately.
No, I love it. Don't mind it. What do you want to drink?
I've still got my Kalila.
Making sure she's happy.
Oh,
She
my
likes
problem is I'm in the kitchen and my whiskey's in the living room. So yeah, I'm just going to work away with
Alexa, go get it. Go get. We'll wait for you. That's important.
I haven't bought whiskey in ages. It's terrible. I need to build on my whiskey stock. I mean, you wouldn't think I worked in a whiskey shop, but like when you're surrounded by it, you're just I just don't seem to take it home.
Yeah, you've got 2 jobs, a distillery and a whiskey shop. And
motherhood, the hardest job of all. Shall we?
Exactly.
Sorry? Oh,
Motherhood.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got like 3 kids that just constantly need stuff. And apparently not whiskey. So like, until they start needing that, then I've got no excuse to buy it.
You need whiskey. It's you that
I
needs
do.
whiskey.
Oh, I do need whiskey. I know, but my problem is there's too many things I want to buy. I'm like, I don't know. It's like trying to pick which one to take home. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think we have 3 main running jokes on a Blether, and unfortunately, they're all on you. I'm quite lucky. I don't have any running jokes on me. I don't think, unless you'll talk about me behind my back. I'm not sure. But the one is the hair. The hair always comes down at 22 minutes. It's always tied up and then it comes down. 2 is the Glengarry distillery, and the 3rd one is your absolute lack of a whiskey collection in the background. I mean, my whiskey collection is not that great on my wee shelf behind me, but everyone picks on you, and I don't know.
Nobody slagged you off for that, but yeah. I mean,
all I can see is 2 bottles, which I guess are cordial in the background there.
That's not his entire collection. He had to get rid of those when the baby came.
I was gonna say, well, this is. I don't believe it.
No. I've got 100. I did, because they used to be in this room, and so what I learned, and this is a tip for people, if you've got a collection that the other half is getting really annoyed at, and they say it's too big, what you do is you move it into a bigger room so it looks smaller.
Smart.
So that's what I did. So I've got 137 open bottles of whiskey in another room.
Wow. Yeah. Where do you live again, Megan? And I'm not long,
You're more than welcome to come over anytime. Just give me a heads up. I'm happy to share it. The problem is, I don't know if you guys have this problem when you're in the industry. People send you samples, and you want to try the samples, and then there's more samples and more samples, and then you buy some tasting packs, and then you never get around to. I've still got East City Whiskey Club samples sitting here from the last time I was on a tasting with them, and I never drank them because I got home late after a Blether, and they're still sitting here. So yeah, there can be such a thing as too much whiskey.
But sometimes the samples are like really special. Like, oh my God, that was such a special sample. I'm going to save that for a special occasion. And then the special occasion doesn't happen because sometimes you forget, or like, you just fall asleep. And then they just sit there for ages. And especially like unmarked bottles, you're like, I'll definitely remember what's in that bottle.
Oh no, that gives me that gives me anxiety. All my sample, but I don't know. I have how many? Maybe 60, 70. I have maybe more. I don't know. They're all named. They're all named. All the details. If there's one that I don't know, I'd be like, huh, and then I'd have to drink it. Well, actually, so that's pretty good then. Good outcome.
Well, you very kindly gave me your Paul and Noir sample from Ardnamurchan, which is hands down one of my favorite whiskies I've had for a while. Absolutely love that.
Which Ardnamurchan was that, sorry, Kat?
The Paul and Noir, the one that the one that I had to tell you how to pronounce.
Paul le Noir.
Well, you could do it better because you're French speaking.
French Canadian.
French Canadian. That was so good.
Le Noir.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, it's so good. Love this. Love Ardnamurchan. We're going to be going in a few weeks.
Yeah, we're going up to Ardnamurchan in the beginning of December.
Yeah, so excited.
You're going to be picking up a cask?
A cask? I wish. Well,
dream come true.
As I say, it comes out in lists and you choose it on the day when you're told, well, this is what you can get.
Yeah, we'll ask Woody to walk around in the distillery and maybe they can offer a few barrels. Like, instead of goats for exchange for Woody, we can sell him off.
I'll ask him to wear his tight jeans that day.
Then you just put it over your shoulder, you just carry it out.
Yeah.
You guys are the ultimate tag team. He could just bend over seductively over a cask. He could just lift it up and walk out with it.
Yeah. He'll distract them. I'll lift him out.
I'll be eating popcorn, my favorite food.
So have you got like a dream distillery, dream cask, like any liquid, any cask? If you could just take your pick, what would it be?
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin. That was a quick answer.
Yeah. You've thought about this before, haven't you?
I feel like mine, if I went like really posh, like endless budget, would be a Brora for me, done. But if it wasn't, I'd say I'd really love an Ardent American cask. I love Royal Lochnagar as well, a bit, or Springbank. Okay, I may go Springbank as well. I do love a Springbank. Release coming up soon. Springbank Palo Cortado 10 from their sherry is coming up, and the Hazelburn 15, and the Longo 21, and the Kilkerran heavily peated batch 9. Just thought I'd say November releases.
I got really excited then. I thought when you said release coming up soon, Springbank, Palo Cortado, I thought Woodrow's were going to do a
No,
I wish.
Oh my god, that would have been outstanding.
I would have bought, like, I'd be like, okay, mine.
Yeah, this is not for sale for the public. This is
It was super sad though. We almost got our hands on a Lagavulin cask, which you never get as an independent bottler, and then the guy pulled out.
And Megan was like, so excited.
I was so excited because Lagavulin's my
Is
favorite.
this guy still alive?
Like, okay.
He's dealing with it.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's a nail filer.
It's okay. I'm
That's a slow and agonizing death. That is.
Death by nail filer.
Just slowly chisel him down until he agrees to hand it over.
Yes, it's mine now. You said it. You said it. No takesy backsies.
Megan does love a Lagavulin. Every time you love the Faygiles one, the Faygiles one. It's just like her baby. She loves them.
Yeah,
you love so much, but she's a peated gal. She knows her peat. She likes her peat.
I like my peat too.
Yes. Can't be a peated whiskey.
Mike and I are just like other kind of gals, you know.
That's the thing though. Between me, you and Woody, we all have very different flavor profiles, and I think that he covers the sort of like lighter space side, like a Manic Morny stuff. You like your Campbelltowns. I like my peat.
Yeah, I like sherry.
That you kind of all bring in your own kind of style or like favorite style.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a falling out over a cask?
What
argument?
Oh
yeah, like I'm ready to bottle this. You're like, you can't bottle that. He goes, well, it's ready. No, it's not. Yeah,
no, I think Woody doesn't budge.
Right.
He'll listen to what I have to say.
Unless you pick him up and just carry him.
Yeah, exactly.
Smack him on the butt.
I mean, the thing is, he's quite like, no, I want to do this. And I'm like, I want to do that. And then he'll be like, no, I want to do that. And I'll go, okay, then.
But Megan and Woody, like, do you actually argue?
No,
they don't. And when it's the cute. I don't think I know they don't. But then they're so cute. They're like couple goals, you know. They're really, really strong and soulmates. If you believe in that, they got it. It's really real.
That's nice though. It's because it can't be easy to work together and be a partnership as well. Because you're kind of in each other's lives so much. So it's good that you've got like that strong base. You can talk about work and not care that you're talking about work. So that's nice. That is
so
nice.
I kind of have now. So my wife worked with us full time. I say work. She still does. I didn't fire her or anything. But we had Killian, who you met earlier on, and I think from a work purpose that's actually really helped us as well. It's not. We got on, but when we got home, there was nothing really to talk about because we spent all day together as well. And there was that, and I would still be talking about work. She's like, Mike, you stop work. Let's talk about something else. But having her on maternity leave has been a godsend because we can come home and we can talk about stuff. And, it has helped. So kudos to you and Woody for keeping that going.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're both workaholics, so we both talk about work. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's all I think about.
It's all we do.
What I would say is, it is very, very important for anyone who, like you guys, you need something else away from work that you can enjoy together.
That's powerlifting for us, I think. Yeah.
Powerlifting.
Yeah.
Probably whiskey. I know it sounds crazy, but even though you work in whiskey, you do
relax.
talk about whiskey. You relax with the whiskey. Like, it's not just like work. It's actually sheer passion. Like, both of you are excessively passionate about whiskey. It's really true. Their collection is so good.
I think for a lot of us, it's like a hobby that we've turned into a job as well, though. Like, because you
Yeah.
want to keep learning, you want to keep trying, you want to keep, finding out about these different distilleries. Like, I love it. I'm always, especially starting at the shop, because it's kind of pushed me to learn about other brands and other distilleries. And the more you find out, the more you want to find out. You're like, ooh, what distillery is that? What do they do? Why are they different? Oh my God, they're really good. So yeah, it's just like a bit addictive.
It's the complete opposite of neuroscience. The more you know, you're like, I don't want to know anymore.
It's saturated.
Too many proteins.
Have you ever managed to find a way of using neuroscience in whiskey? Has there been any link at all?
Great question.
No, I haven't. I wish I could find a way. I mean, I could look at how alcohol destroys the brain, but I don't want to do that. Not as a Woodrow person.
It's been done before. People have looked at it.
Yeah, we know what it does. No.
Probably the more you look into that, you're like, actually, should I be doing what I'm doing?
Yeah, exactly. I stay away from that kind of neuroscience.
Yeah. Little and open is responsible drinking, guys. All the time. Talking of responsible drinking, how good is this?
Yes,
please dram responsibly.
Dram responsibly. It's good. You like it?
There's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you think so. Oh, we have it here.
Yeah. First fill, Palo Cortado, 57.6%, 293 bottles. Good. And your nose was actually pretty similar. So you said Coastal Peat. That was one of my notes. For the nose, I said smoked tea, varnished oak, Coastal Peat, lemon candy, praline, cloves, plums. And then, palate finish. But I thought it was a great dram. I think it's not like the typical Kalila because
it's not as peat forward as most Kalilas have had.
No.
And it's not as
quite light smoke. It's
not like super sweet like some of the Kalilas. They're never super sweet, but they're going to be
like
on
the sherried ones.
Yeah.
Usually got peat and sweet, whereas this one's got a bit more kind of like savory, salty notes in it.
Correct, like a bit more medicinal, you know,
but in a nice way. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That last one just went down really.
That sounds good.
Yeah, you'll have to come and try
I'll take that sample back to the shop and you can try it.
Thank you. I will do that.
Add it to my collection.
I will, definitely. I love Kalila. There's a lot of like independent releases of Kalila, but I think Kalila's great. Like,
yeah.
It's
It's
fantastic.
a shame, I think people are not getting bored of Kalila, but every independent bottler has about 10 different Kalilas. They're all amazing.
They are.
People complain about it, and I'm like, why are you complaining that there's too much Kalila? Like, what's wrong with you?
I know,
there's a reason, right? There's Kalila, probably Ardmore, Blair Athol, Linkwood. These are four that you see a lot of.
Yes, especially Scottish Malt Whisky Society. You see like a Kalila every outturn, a Blair Athol every other outturn.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I've never had a bad Kalila, I think.
No, I don't think I've ever had a bad Kalila.
People wouldn't bottle it if it was bad spirit. The reason people bottle it is because it's bloody good stuff.
Exactly.
And they let you buy the casks.
And then it's available. Yeah. I think if you guys had your Ben Nevis previous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the previous outturn.
9-year-old.
Yes, 9-year-old. Yes, 8 different options.
I love Ben Nevis, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that in the independent market.
Yeah, we like playing with the liquid.
It's so cool. Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of Mortlach in that it's a bit robust. There's a bit of meat about it. There's a little bit of fight in the spirit. But it works really well across a couple of different cast styles. It's
Mortlach.
really cool.
So it's a great one to play with. It's a great liquid.
As I said, Ben Nevis is similar to Mortlach in that way.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
there are similarities.
It's so good though. Both of these.
I love Mortlach. Yeah, and Ben Nevis too.
And they're kind of like those ones that people either love or dislike, though, isn't it? Because it's quite different from your kind of gentle spacing.
Yeah.
A bit more of like the funk and a bit more of the kind of traditional.
They're definitely not smoffed. You couldn't use
They're not soft.
No smoffness there. Smoftiness. No, none of that. But okay, maybe, but no. What would be the if you could buy a cask from any distillery, what would you guys choose? Flip it on you guys.
Well, Mike just released one under the shop label not long ago, and it's sold out. And
Was
you're-
it
we
Dreamcast?
had, this is our own kind of indie label.
Oh, Balmanac, yeah.
So that was an octave, Oloroso octave.
nice.
Unfortunately, that was
Well
empty
done.
now. It's just there for display purposes. A little bit.
Very nice.
But no, I would love an Art American. I think would probably. I love that. I would love to get my hands on a Rassi
Oh, yeah.
as well. I think would be pretty cool. I've said for a long time, Ardmore. If money was no object and I could buy a distillery, it would be Ardmore.
I know a great tour guide that you could keep on if you bought Ard.
Oh, yeah. I remember when you told us at Glengarry, you told, and I was like, yes, Julie noted.
I love Ardmore. It's such an underrated whiskey and distillery because people only judge it by the supermarket one that you can get, which is not bad.
No.
But
No,
it's
I
not
just remember.
like it's not that bad.
Okay, it's not that bad.
bad.
I'm joking.
You know, I mean, we're on this chat to be honest, but okay.
BBR, Barry Bros and Mud, had an Ardmore recently. It was amazing. It was really good. I tried it in,
The refill sherry, but
I think so. Jesus Christ, that was good. It was good. It was an excellent Ardmore.
The Ard layer that they make is fantastic.
Yeah.
The Dram Festival, I think it was called. I got you, and then Woody, I got him the Pinot de Charente, the Barry Bros and Mud Pinot de Charente. It was also, the Duff Down is also very good. They do great stuff.
Yeah.
Have you come across an Ard layer?
No.
No.
Nope. What is
Ard
it?
layer. It's
Ard layer.
Yeah, Ard layer is Ardmore's non-peated single malt.
Ah, I have had
My,
an unpeated
my.
Ardmore, but I didn't know that's what it was called. I just got it in like a little bottle with a label.
Well,
Instead of,
It's not its official name.
Yeah,
It's
it's
more
not
like
an
a
official
nickname.
title, is it?
So Ard layer is like the stone circle that's just up the road from the distillery, which my brother lives next door to actually.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so Ard less. Yeah, less peat, Jeremy. Yeah. But not less flavor. Not less
That-
flavor.
Ardmore, Ard less. That's clever.
Love that.
But it's beautiful. It's really, really nice.
I think the first run of it was called Ardmore Steam or Ardmore Steam or something like that because the barley was dried with steam rather than peat.
I don't know. That's something I do not know.
I'm sure it's called Ardmore Steam. Was the first, but yeah, beautiful, beautiful spirit Ard layer. I love it.
It's gorgeous. But yeah, you don't see it very often. It's mainly
No,
just
you
kind
don't.
So actually, now that you were mentioning Ard layer, that could well be up on my list of.
I've got an Ard layer somewhere.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'd love
Well,
to.
wrong room. I was over at the distillery and I got a little sample because obviously my brother lives at Ard layer, so we were going to go up to the Stone Circle on Solstice and have our little drams of Ard layer, but I forgot, so we haven't done that yet. But we'll maybe do it on Hogmanay or something. I'll go over and we'll go and open it up at the Stone Circle. That'd be fun.
And talking of it, I realise now that I have actually bottled 2 casks of Ard layer.
I know you have done that.
Oh my goodness.
From Duncan Taylor under the Cold Rain name. So yeah,
Oh.
not as Ard layer, but yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I
Secret
Awesome.
Ardmore.
I have to say I prefer the peated Ardmore, but that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I love that. Just Ardmore, just I think for me would be if I could. Yeah, just would love it.
Ardmore in port is beautiful, but you can't get it. It's really hard to get it in the port casks.
Oh really? Yeah, I've never came across it.
Well, if you have access to that, Kat, well,
I wish I did.
what's up, girl? Think about
Besties.
exchange.
Hashtag bestie. If I get hold of some, I'll be on the first train over to Edinburgh. I will.
Yes.
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 Make
Come
sure
to our warehouse, we'll party it up.
For sure. Oh, do it. Do
I
it.
will literally be on your doorstep like Paddington with just a suitcase full of like whiskey.
How hard is it? Is it possible to buy a cask of Ardmore?
It must be because there's a lot of Ardmore on as independent bottlings, but directly from the distillery, I couldn't really answer that one. I don't know the answer to that one. So I don't work there often. I only just do the tours if we've got kind of people from within the industry or Mike heading over to have a look around. But it's definitely out there because there was a glut of Ardmore for a while. Everybody was releasing Ardmore for a while.
What was it? Was it 2008? Was a great vintage for Glengarry. There was a load of bottles came out from 2008 Glengarry. And I guess that this, and it goes back to the question earlier on about the sherry cask. Is there a reason for why we've kind of had this glut of Palo Cortado? Is it, is it a trend thing? Is it because somebody's just suddenly decided to release some casks to the industry and that? But
I like that you're a whiskey enabler. You're the sort of people we need around.
You're welcome. I'm not drinking.
You'll have a drink
for you.
You gotta make give the people what they want. I like my cake.
Everyone needs an Alex in their life.
Yeah, to be fair, when you're pouring from above, it's really hard because all I can see is a circle. Then when you look at it from the side, like, yeah,
a little.
Sorry,
it's a 2D circle from above, isn't
it? Exactly. So, I mean, you're welcome. I'm joking.
I try not to drink too much on school nights so I don't cause another pandemic.
It's all right. We know the local teacher. You'll be fine.
Cute.
Right. What were your questions? Sorry, Mike. You were halfway through something there. What were you saying?
No, I just say the Glengarry kind of came out with a lot of single or independent bottlers, and I'm sure it was 2008 or maybe 2010. There was a lot of indies releasing distilled spirit from Glengarry that year, and it seems to be now that kind of for Blair Athol and Dalyuen's another one where you sometimes get quite a lot of in the indie bottling. I would love you guys to do a Dalyuen. I think Dalyuen and sherry is just phenomenal. So if you've got any
remember that, and I'll name it after you when we release it.
Mike's cast.
But yeah. Just I guess there's just distilleries release parcels at certain times, and it's a case of snap up while you can.
Yeah, it is, and it's like sometimes distilleries don't flood the market, but they'll release a big bunch at time, and then you see them on all the lists that come through. Yeah, and then by the next year, you might see nothing regarding that distillery at all. So it's just what's out on the market at that particular moment. It's also all over the place, really.
Just heading down to the basement there.
Super cute. Came in here. Ooh.
You were so subtle there, Alex. You just
thank you.
I didn't even notice you coming
in. Like a ballerina, we just didn't even notice. Just that was impressive. I don't think anybody's done a leg flick on our Blether before. It's a night of firsts.
First time. And I don't think anyone's climbed over a sofa on a Blether either.
I don't think so.
It's a lot of firsts on it.
There really is. Yeah. What's next for Woodrow's? Megan, where would you like you guys to be this time next year or this time in 5 years? What's are you happy doing what you're doing, or is there bigger plans to do more?
We're going to start some blending. We're going to play a little bit more in blending in the future.
Right.
Yes, we were like sort of having a debate of like what percentage of ABV should we have on the blends, because obviously blends are usually a bit lower ABV, but then we know our fans they like the high ABV, so we're probably going to do some high ABV blending. Cool. I say high ABV.
This goes back to my question when I asked you about cask strength, and you said to date everything, and I thought there might be something in here.
Yeah. So yeah, we were discussing it, and I said I was like all for the cast strengths, to be honest, when it came to that.
Yeah. You love a cast strength.
I love it. Yeah, I know it's not for everyone, but I think the Woodrow's kind of fan base prefer a cast strength as well. So I think we're going to keep it along the lines of that. But yeah, we'll have a few blends coming out.
Is it quite tough to keep a blend at cast strength? If you're, I guess it's going to be like a batch blend. It's not going to be a core range.
No, it's not going to be a core range at all. It's going to be a batch.
That would be nigh on impossible to do at cast strength, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Or very expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing. Blends tend to be cheaper as well. So we're all kind of like trying to figure it out. But I think, we were discussing it. As you know, we always make the decisions last minute. So you probably won't know until we release it.
It's a blend.
I don't know either. Yeah, in terms of the single cask bottling, we're probably just going to keep doing it. We want to go around sourcing more casks, source more empty casks from other countries as well, like sherry casks, port casks. We'll probably have some port releases coming out in the future. We may have sourced some of those.
Cannot wait.
And hopefully we'll just grow, but keep the quality the same. Because that's the thing is, we're always worried that if we grow, will we be able to keep the same quality output? So that's obviously what's on our minds. But
if you grow, there'll be more people as well. Maybe. What? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know. My English is freaking terrible. To be fair, I barely can put a sentence together. I joke.
It's better than my French.
Yeah, possibly.
They're going to get global brand ambassador, and you're like bilingual. So yeah, just stick in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I speak hubby-dubby as well. Joking, it's a made-up language.
I have to clarify that.
Yeah.
Anything with enough confidence, and people have to believe you. So just speak hubby-dubby. Go for it.
Yeah, and if they dare say it's our language, I'll shame them. It's a shame culture now, so it's easy.
I thought it was the language of the Teletubbies. Is it not the language of the Teletubbies?
No, it's
okay.
Habalabo. My mind a baby biz Valdex. I used to talk like this with my little brother too. My mom was like, "What are you guys saying?" And we were like, so,
it reminds me. Do you guys ever watch Big Bang Theory?
Yeah,
I've seen some.
Yeah.
They speak hubby-dubby. That's what
is that hubby-dubby?
Yeah.
The two girls, because the two guys are speaking Klingon against the two girls. Right. Is that when you started saying that reminds me of that? Yeah.
Fun beans.
It seems a language for the females.
Okay.
Yes.
It's very much in that. Maybe it just
be anybody. I guess.
A language for the females.
Maybe it's just because of the context of the conversation on Big Bang.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's like a girl. The two guys start speaking Klingon to each other to disguise what they're saying to the women, and then the women are like, "Do you remember when I taught you?"
Yeah.
Hubby-dubby, and then start talking it. But it's kind of like baby language, isn't it? It's the way you talk to a baby.
I'll say, look, Woodrow's above Edinburgh. It's really hard. Woodrow's of Edinburgh. Bam. See,
you should do your next tasting notes in that and see if people can decipher it.
Yes.
I don't think it's a language it could be put down on paper, is it?
Phonetically, yes, but I don't know. I have to be really drunk. It's a drunk task kind of thing. It's like let's 10 drams into it. You're like, yeah, great idea.
You can just do it with a QR code. Scan the QR code. It's literally your voice recorded. Take notes.
ChatGPT. Honestly, they put this in hubby-dubby. They probably would do it. ChatGPT. AI.
Did you know there's a Glasgow version of ChatGPT?
No, there's not.
Yeah.
There's not.
Yeah, there is. There's a Glasgow GPT.
Like still game stuff?
Yeah. No, if you talk to it, it's like I'm talking to a Glasgow, like a
amazing. We should have a Doric version. Why is there no Doric version? We should do that.
Yeah.
Because Glaswegians are just the coolest.
Well, now, like I would challenge you to like a duel, but I know you're a weightlifter. So, just like to say, you're lucky that there's cities that divide us.
I know you're quite fiery and you're quite strong-minded, but you're like built like this, and I can see Megan like using you as a pole vault or something, and just not a pole vault, a javelin. Just,
Like Mrs. Trunchbull, you know?
Yeah, swing me around by my hair over the fence. Yeah, no, fair enough. That is fair enough. I love how much chaos this chat's descended into tonight. It's brilliant. But we've definitely mentioned whiskey several times, so it's all good.
I'm
it's cropped up. Yeah,
in case you didn't. I brought a few.
Well,
I was
you've
like-
had a new Manic More coming up.
We have a new one before coming
I
up.
mean, I've got the same amount of bottles, it's just mine are a lot smaller than yours.
New ones.
Okay, now you're
Told you, bottles.
To be fair, I bought 3 Mortlachs before I knew them because I was like, must stock up on that baby. Now I'm on bottle number 2.
It's one of these that you love drinking it, and then see when you get to your last kind of few drams, you're like, I really don't want to drink it anymore because I want to make sure I've still got some.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
that level of dram where you don't want to drink it because you know that once it's gone, it's gone.
No
Yeah.
more. Finito.
I do the same thing. I've got so many open bottles on my shelf. Refuse to finish them.
Yeah. It's
I
like,
know.
Yeah.
It's when you get just below halfway, you're like, oh, I need to stop now because, like,
yeah.
Yeah,
What was it?
kind of that level where you're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's the level. That is the
Yeah.
level.
My bottles are like that, to be fair.
yeah. Davis, who was watching, Davis works with us at the shop, and he kind of mentioned there's a guy came into the shop recently and said that he drank everything that comes into his house. When he gets down to a double, so about that level, he puts it in a label tube, and his plan is to put them all out at his funeral so that his friends can drink all the whiskies that he enjoyed in his life. That is brilliant.
He's
Idea.
plenty, though. He's,
But my friends are all dicks, so no, they're not getting my whiskey.
I thought we were friends.
you are. I love you
all
all.
of his
Everyone who's watching, who
You're
I
either
regard as
not
a
his
friend.
friend or you're a dick. Which one? Dick.
I mean, to be fair, I'm a bit of a dick, so, like, fair enough.
No, honestly, I joke, of course.
That's a great idea, though. I love the
That's a
idea. Of
great idea. I thought that was really wonderful. It's kind of an infinity bottling, but spread out for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah. Especially if you wrote like little wee kind of like, I don't know, notes on it, like sort of nice things, so that everybody came away with just like a nice little note of like, you weren't such a twat, or like,
this dram is salty, like you. Bitter, like your soul. Nasty, sulfury, like your smell.
I hope you choke on this.
Something really kind and thoughtful.
It'd be smoffed like your hair.
Oh boy.
That's a nice idea.
I think it's a brilliant, nice little idea. But I grudge the fact that
Dumfries.
people would be drinking whiskey that I bought.
James,
I think you're right. The drams are taking over here.
I'm like half one. I've got no excuse.
Cat's over. 50% of us haven't had a dram tonight, so that's
I know.
that's scary.
And it's Alex's fault I've had so much.
I'll take it.
Yes.
This is my level of chat sober anyway. Like sometimes I just say things, and when I realize people are looking at me, I was like, I probably shouldn't have said that. But it's all good. It's like you just never know where a conversation will take you.
Yes.
It's more fun that way.
It
Yeah.
is definitely more fun that way.
Sometimes I say stuff but I don't have that gift of necessarily being like, should I have said this? I'm more like, fly. I get a little bit.
You had a moment when you were talking about Woody's butt earlier. I shouldn't say this, but Woody's butt. You did have a moment you were going to stop yourself, and then you said it anyway.
Yeah. Well,
That's progress, right?
I guess that's probably quite good for you.
that's like halfway there. Eventually, maybe when I'm 75. No, at that age, I won't give an F. Which
Oh, we're past 9 o'clock now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Kids are sleeping.
Yeah, well, they should be, but mine are not. But like, if you get 75, you can be eccentric and nobody cares. You can say anything and nobody nobody gives a damn.
Grandma's doing fingers at people and like being super snappy is like half of what I watch on YouTube. That and unlikely friendships. That's really good as well. But it's true.
What are you talking about?
Like just like granny, like old people being super not smoffed, just being super snappy or just like, and then you're like, oh, they're so cool. Just telling off the younger generation. You're just like, yes.
Life goals. That's what you think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without being a Karen. Oh, anyways, I can't say stuff like that. Sorry.
Karen, is that swear now?
No, just like if someone called Karen's watching this, I don't want her to hate Woodrow's. Or if someone identifies as a Karen, don't want them to feel.
Who would want to identify as a Karen?
Self-identify Karen.
Would you want to identify as a Karen? I don't know. Maybe you would. Jeremy's asking, what's the strangest animal friends you've seen?
Crows.
Oh my god, crow fascination. Woody is like, he speaks crow. Like, you remember a cat? We were going into
the warehouse.
Yeah, and then we heard, like, I think Woody was like, that's a crow, that's a pigeon, that's a this. And he was like, and I was like, what are you telling it? He's like, have your dinner. So like this, we were like, what? And he's like, what interaction? But he loves crows.
He loves crows. We've got a crow that comes to the garden every single day. And it's Woody's screensaver on his phone. Is this crow?
It's true. People are like, why not Megan? He's like, well, this is Flu. So
I was literally unlocking the warehouse and like I was just kind of getting to know you guys. And I was going, I'm like, bit different.
He does this all the time.
True.
I appreciate that because see, in lockdown, I became obsessed by the jackdaws outside my house because they were like terrorizing my chickens, and like they were stealing the eggs and like really annoying the chickens. And like, so I started like trying to throw stuff at them, but I haven't got the best aim. But I was convinced that certain jackdaws, and this might have been lockdown playing with me a bit, but I was convinced certain jackdaws had certain like code words for me, as in like, here she comes, like, watch your heeds, boys. So I am sure they do talk to each other. So they're all very clever, like the sort of, is it corvids you call them, that group of birds? Yeah. So we tried to raise a chick for a while that fell out of a nest, but it died. But no, I get it. I do get the crow fascination.
Well, they have
Jeremy, I don't expect that was the answer you're expecting.
No. Okay.
Go off track again.
Hippo and rhinoceros. I think hippo rhinoceros. I think I saw one. That was a good one. Or I think it's a cow that was raised with dogs and acts like a dog. I really like that. But my favorite is probably just like I really like pygmy hippos. They're like really cute. They're just like I just love them. So, but yeah, I like, if you write unlikely animal friendship and you're having a bad day, swear to God.
Tarantulas and frogs.
Tarantulas and frogs. Oh wait, don't they fight?
No. They know the little tiny frogs. I know that tarantulas have pet tiny frogs that live underneath them, and they help protect the tarantula's eggs, and they're like friends.
Symbiotic relationships.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I love that.
That's mad.
Like the frogs protect the eggs.
Oh, it's like I don't know what kind of breed of frog are. They're very small, and they're like smaller than tarantula, but they're friends, and like they live together, and the frogs protects the eggs of the tarantula.
What does the frog get out of that though? Just like a sort of tough best pal, like, or
yeah, exactly, yeah, tough best pal.
Cool by association.
The tarantula brings him back little flies that are too small for the tarantula. It's like,
I think that's what it is. Yeah, something like that.
So cool.
The tarantulas don't swim webs, do they? They're not like web spiders. They're more
I don't imagine. I can't imagine them on a web right enough. Yeah.
No.
That would be a big old web, wouldn't it?
You can imagine a frog being friends with a spider who had a web because it could just eat the flies off the web. But
that makes sense.
We're maybe giving this too much thought. Like, I feel like
really thinking too much into this. I mean, we're
knock
not
off
David Attenborough
New
here.
Planet 3.
guys, if you're here watching Whiskey Chat, this is you're really in the wrong channel. We're talking frogs, tarantulas, and pygmy hippos.
But
Crows,
Crows,
jackdaw.
Hubby Dubby.
We've covered it all.
We have.
An education, though. Definitely an education.
It's so much fun. And we could actually chat for hours more.
Yes.
But for the sanity of people at home, it's been so much fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed it at home.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's been absolutely fantastic. Megan, Alex, please stick around. We're going to say goodbye to you guys off screen. But for the guys at home, Jeremy's just popped up with a comment saying he's sure he saw a sheep that thought it was a dog. And without, I'm not going to bite at that because we'll be here another 2 hours. Guys, absolutely fantastic chat. It's been great to hear a little bit and what the Blether is all about is finding out about you guys. And I think we found out a lot about you. It just makes me love Woodrow's even more.
Yay!
Definitely.
It's absolutely fantastic. You know,
come and see us in Dumfries. They'll be in Dumfries for the festival, Dumfries Festival, and also Edinburgh Festival. I'll be at that one with them. So come and drink with us. Come and.
Are you in Glasgow? You're not in Glasgow this weekend.
We're not in Glasgow this weekend, unfortunately. We do have the Glasgow one in January.
Okay.
That's the national festival. We're not doing the big one. Next year we'll do it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's been brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for coming along, and thank you guys at home, whether you're watching us retrospectively or live. Feel free to throw any questions in the chat afterwards, and we'll pass those on to Megan and Alex and see if we can get some kind of sane answer to it.
Apologize for the insanity. I do.
Yeah, me too.
Kat, who's on next week?
Next week we have Mike Billett, who is the author of Pete and Whiskey: An Unbreakable Bond. So
Wow.
he's going to teach us all about Pete. So yeah, check it out.
Awesome. And if you want to know about a sheep that thought it was a dog, Jeremy has just posted a YouTube link on the group chat on Facebook if you want to find out more about that.
Thanks, Jay. You're awesome.
He is awesome.
So
Jeremy, have you guys met Jeremy? He is, honest to God, he is one of the most intellectual guys on whiskey I know. He came on our house.
I have to now.
yeah.
Yeah.
He'll love our conversation, like farts and whatever. It's great.
He would appreciate it.
Sorry.
He's outstandingly clever when it comes to things with whiskey facts and figures and history and cats and all that. He's definitely somebody you want to know. So
Well, we have to meet him. Tell him to Jay. Can I call you Jay? I'll call you Jay. What's up, Jay? Come and see us. Come and talk whiskey.
yeah, Jeremy, there's a private invite. Yeah,
He will as well, though. I bet he'll be straight on down.
he lives in Norway, but he's from Aberdeenshire originally.
Oh, that's so cool.
He comes over now and then. Comes over
Norway.
for festivals and trips.
Nice. I haven't been. We want to go, actually. That's like where we're probably going to go next year or something.
Yeah, we're thinking of going in summertime. Just
Oh,
right.
nice.
There you go.
Jeremy will give you some pointers about where to go.
Awesome.
I'm
Hey,
sure.
Jay.
Yeah. J-Walk, as we like to call him now.
Sorry.
Jay Watt.
Oh, yeah, J-Walk. That sounds a bit old. He's the
He's
second
now
biggest.
the second.
Second minute with a fan now. Yay! That's when you clap like steals.
We
Like,
did that to kill you. He's at that stage where he copies you and you're like, clap your handies, and he goes, clap, clap, clap. Awesome. Guys at home, thank you so much. It's been brilliant. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. If you haven't, then you're missing it. So join us next week, 7:00. We've got Mike Billett. If you want to know about Pete, if you love Pete, or you're interested in Pete, this guy knows pretty much everything there is to know.
A proper
So,
peatland scientist. So, get your keep on.
let's catch up next week. Any questions in the meantime, you know where we are. Yeah, Slan Javin. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Good night.
Night.